K-boy, Star Wars, Lego fan. We got Wiggy Kiki with his alternating box of boys. Then the stop motion maestro Slurpee make some noise. English with Irishman and Welshman walk into a bar. Skip the beers, darts, pool, we only want that galaxy far. So settle in, grab a cup of tea, relax and unwind. Cool and the gang got the stream that's gonna ease your mind. Cool hand Luke would like to welcome all to a cool hangout where we can chat and talk. Cool hand Luke would like to welcome all to a cool hangout where we can chat and talk. Cool hand Luke would like to welcome all to a cool hangout where we can chat and talk. Cool hand Luke would like to welcome all to a cool hangout where we can chat and talk. Let me introduce you now to Cool and
Yeah, I'm saying because you have it. And it's um, like here, places, here, and here, and yeah, you don't know how to do that. And that good. Right, so I've got to remember that I'm controlling it from the laptop, probably, but because of that, didn't go up. So I'm not really showing my face in this one instead. You can see my face and both those angles, but it's not really a face-to-face type show. Slightly different, except it's back. So I'm sort of double screen otherwise. So yeah, I did do a test beforehand. Some test. First one kind of subject of work. In fact, I've gotten everything ready, set up ready for the street earlier, and then last minute tried to work a little tiny thing that I should have did work because I basically did everything over myself. They go set up apart just to put it right. So we got a couple people watching, but of course, all the people watching, so get out there. No way to not quick enough because down here you wouldn't do a map. So, from what I can see, it's all working, all good. So we'll just wrap up. So let me just snap. So slightly different setup to normal. As you can probably see, let me just turn the comments on here. Slightly different setup to normal. This is the first in hopefully a series that I'm trying to launch. Did have a go at it on Instagram, but unfortunately didn't realize till afterwards that the video files, if they're over a certain size, can then be downloaded transferred over onto YouTube, which is where the majority of my content is, particularly live stuff. So I kind of postponed that, and it kind of set me back a little bit because the way I do it on YouTube is a little bit different to Instagram. It's not just kind of press and play. But yeah, welcome to episode 1 of Cool Down Vlogs. So the main purpose of this vlog, at least at the moment, I am going to be hoping to do some kind of the normal vlogs you see where people are out shopping and getting items for the collection or going to pick things up, meeting up with other people, going to Lego stores, whatever. There will be a little bit of that down the line. But the primary reason for me starting a vlog is, as you can see behind me, the Lego space, as I call it, not a Lego room. Obviously, this room is used for other things, which is the other side of this camera. But this is just basically the only thing I've done in this room so far is organised everything. So you can see here there's a stack of crates below this one. This stack of crates goes down to the ground, which is just out of camera shot, and everything across here is basically the majority of the Lego. And it's not organised in any way. It's all been thrown into drawers over the course of time, thrown into crates and mixed up. And then you can see a couple of little builds up here, which I've built recently, but nowhere to put them, which is why I tend to, people always ask, how come I don't display my sets? At the moment, I don't know where to put them. Just there's room for about 4 sets on this, and that's the only display space I've got. So once you can see these couple of sets here just sitting on top of crates, if I need to get in those crates, they end up on the floor or whatever. And then you can see here there's the desk, which needs sorting, which I'm going to do on this stream as well. And then just under here, there's another stack of like boxes and stuff, which kind of out of camera shot really, but if you've seen any more live streams before, I will have shown my backlog is kind of stacked up behind there, as well as in some of these drawers, stuff you can see behind. So yeah, the main purpose of this show, or the vlog, at least at the moment, and today especially, is 2 things. One, to just have a little bit of a sort out and a bit of an organise best I can in this area, and the other is to part out a build from it was an idea that came from Maul's Vengeance. If any of you guys know Justin, aka Maul's Vengeance, over on Instagram and YouTube, he talked recently on a live stream that I was doing, I believe it was on my live stream, might have been on Ostiff's, that he wanted to part out the Darth Maul bust. So as you probably see from the thumbnail, I don't have that set, but he tried parting out some Bricklink, and I kind of guided him through it on the stream just to kind of chat about how it would be done. He wasn't too sure about it. And I think the price he was looking at over in the US was looking about $800. Obviously, that's some used or mostly used parts. I tried it over here, and I think it worked out about 500 quid. But the pieces for the Darth Maul bust, in case you haven't seen, are very, very basic pieces in a lot of cases, relatively cheap pieces. It's just the fact that there's so many of them, and there are some unusual parts in there as well, which probably bump up the cost. So what I kind of agreed to do with Maul, it's a bit of a project for YouTube, and just because I like doing that kind of thing, is I'm going to try and part out the set as best I can with my backlog of pieces. So what we're going to do with the sorting today between red and black pieces mostly, try and see how much of that we can do. I'll be on the Chromebook in a bit once we've done some sorting, and on that Chromebook we're going to be talking you through how we part out sets. We'll just kind of walk through it on there, and obviously I'll share screen so you guys can see what it looks like. And then picking through my pieces, how many of them I can get. If I can get the majority of the pieces, and then obviously a small cost for him, even if I order them from the UK, take them across for Brick World, then hopefully he might potentially, give me a small fraction of the amount, a lot less than what he would pay if he parted those bricks out. A lot of my bricks are relatively new or unused anyway, so that's the idea. If he doesn't want to do it and he's not interested, it's not the end of the world. Perhaps I'll do it for myself. And failing that, it'll just be a bit of fun. So perhaps I'll put it up for sale once I've got all the pieces and see if I can get 800 quid or whatever for it, which will cost me a lot less, hopefully. Lightning Nod, how are we doing? We're going to bust together. Yeah, come and part it out with me. We're going to do it. So yes, I just want to make it clear that this isn't a live stream that people necessarily follow along and interact with. It's more of just an opportunity. Great if people are in the chat and you want to kind of join or come on or whatever and talk. That's fine. The majority of this is more of a playback type thing, like you with most vlogs. It's going to be kind of timeless because obviously everything I do in this stream won't be connected to anything that's going on in real world. So it doesn't mean that, come next week, everything on this film is out of date. But it is more of I expect this to be more of a replay video than a tune-in live video. So even if nobody was watching, obviously it's there for the views, for people to learn 2 things, I guess, is my process and how I'm sorting out this room after years of chaos. If they're interested in that kind of thing, and and how to pass out a set and what work goes into it. So I think what I'll probably do first is I'll go over and I'll start showing you guys what the process is for passing out. And then obviously as we tidy up and organise, we can get some bricks together and see how far we can go. I'm going to be streaming today for about 2, maybe 3 hours, see how it goes. I want to go to about 4 o'clock. I have got to go and work at Brickfest in Swansea today. The festival is actually tomorrow all day, so I'm volunteering for that. But I've also put my name down to help do the setup, which is a 2-hour shift tonight between 6 and 8. So I need a little bit of time to kind of get across to Swansea. I'll grab myself something to eat and then head into Brickfest and yeah, do a bit of setting up ready for tomorrow. But yeah, so that is what's going to be included in this stream. So I can't really keep an eye on comments necessarily, especially if I'm out and about around the room. So if you see me kind of on the camera walking around and you're commenting, obviously you might have to bear with me. However, when I'm on the Chromebook, I'll be sharing screen for most of the time, which means I won't also be able to see it there. But just bear with me, guys. And like I said, it's more of a watch back episode, or follow along if you want. I'll try my best to click the best parts from this later on, make sure it comes in. But yeah, let's migrate across. So since you're in the chat, I'd like to know word is still there. Can you let me know what the other group like? I have an idea not using this one PDF. Chromebook. This working, then I can have additional as you see from the deck, there's between the on the regular screen and the white. But just trying to where it wants to be. Okay, so that's a fine. What are we looking for? That one. So simple as this, basically. Once you're in Brooklyn, type in search engine. You know the set numbers you need. First. No, you know the set number. So there we go. That one. Pretty sure I can tap on the last time. Can be a little bit. There you go. So there's the stat 10018. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is you want to add it to your store. You want to add it to your storing tree. What your storing is to do is put it in the box of sale. Somebody tries to find out stuff like sale and store or then like that list that take stuff like that. But yeah, so that's not complete. So you basically can pass that button here. And it'll automatically have to want to list anyway. You don't worry about that. So obviously you'll check set. And in this case, we don't use the original possible instructions. I may have already added it, so you can how it might. I'm sure you guys kind of where you want, but bear in mind it would be in the list on with a lot of things. Condition is obviously change. We can always change that to a part later, so I wouldn't worry about that. For any conditioning, you can find it out or quite slim. Spread it. One thing more. Well, with that one, one. No. So this will give you a preliminary look at all the parts. You just use this thing to pick them all. I prefer not to do it at this point, not doing editing, just because people out of the screen or you whatever, I've lost it. Start again. Save the one clip. All the same edits as in the screen, and just being saved permanently. The good thing about particularly with no save buttons, for example, with the found it, and then the phone crashes, something happens, but you accidentally switch it off, right? Then the back button or whatever, something happens. It would have saved that automatically, saved the action out of the room. In some cases, obviously, when you're in the middle of it, you're going to have to keep. I'll explain, but I'll show you guys when we get to it. By the way, you want to add it to one of the two activities, and then just you can carry on more, or you can do it. I'll show you how it looks. How it looks. But also, it still needs to start to see a lot of stuff. I wanted it. So, stuff that I can work on here. The marks and minifigures that I'm missing from Central Short Second Hand. Those that chipping away some of them indirectly. Some Reaper 4 projects that started. There's a couple of pieces there where I don't know why or what happened, but when I basically take a set apart, or have taken a set apart, I just go again. Do an inward check on it. prior to this. So in some cases, there might be where I pour set second hand and put it on it. Most of these pieces, I'd like to say, are probably in my collection, but at the time where I've taken these, probably over the last 3 or 4 years, I haven't had a chance to look. So pretty sure we did. And a good example of this is the cantina. So I've got 16 cartons in my cantina. Now that could have been a mistake, or checking it. So that's probably large amount of time. But I don't remember using anything from that set. However, we did take it back with the brush. I was using out. And being backed up in there, I think I'm back my grip. Gone through a little bit. Take it back. I did it in the check. So the chances are a little bit going to be here somewhere. One of this drop and such. So because obviously my back all over the place. Usually if it's one or two I can understand, especially like when you look at some of these steps and you see this for an antenna or something like that. That makes sense. So it's like I noticed this. I think probably when I pass it back out, I'd like to put it out. Or just want to put it back back into the world. So there's a lot. Down progress apart from the pink brick surface kind of progression, you can pass it up. That's not so again, I don't use lists anymore like I used to buy part of the set purely because it's probably already got anyway, so let's go into that. Here is a bit choppy, so okay. I'm using these mics. I'm gonna have to because not but isn't sometimes up on the first especially the but thanks for that one. That's pretty low. I'm not sure how I control the volume. How much control your end. I mean, it's just like one of these. They're not the best in the world, but they're great when you're out back. You get the like diversity of your phone. It does progress quite well. It can well. Background noise. Probably not the best situation with that, but my mic is on. Got the mic on. We go from the let me know anyway. If that, just to see if that's better first. Just realised I've got my bump up charger. It doesn't need to. In case I can then plug my there. Unfortunately, the bump up can get lots of USB. So this camera is wet from the before. So with the mic, I can only have one or the other in, but I can use CPAP to CPAP and plug my bump up direct. Let me know if that video is slightly better now that I haven't got the much back to my YouTube. Again, how are we doing, mate? Thankfully, the cross section of input in terms of audio. Or it's like the first time I like to use the so anyway, while go back to this. So this is your Darth Maul first class. Okay. Now do when you do that, you change up the order a little bit. So everything goes to probably so as you can see, a lot of platforms, I think I'm wrong, but a few platforms get 4x10 correct. Maybe green, maybe a red. Into the third 4x6. But they will match the yeah, 4x18 would be a bit more. What I did basically when I chatted just about it, more than I think the software on the back work through kind of the only part that seems to be expensive is over 4x6. They're about 30 quid each. I think it's more solid of the actual how they work. Or these have you'll see set. Only a track, nothing from it, but you'll see the phone color. More did play the idea of working some grey ones, which is very cheap to get, and then spray paint them. These ones here are 2 cents, or 1 cent. That's not so they're really expensive because they own 1 cent. In fact, the other set is in that set. You have to have like half say like that, or you can have 4 of the other set. And quite large set. So those each now up. In terms of the red, as you can see, yes, this is brown now. The red is brown now. Even if we did Lego brick 1.2, so it's like not a huge cost. I think the red and black are not negotiable, but they don't need to be. It's fine. Lego can make it all the time, so not an issue. And it's massive to do. Same with white. There won't be any issue getting most of these parts. However, there are some internal parts. They end up being expensive. For example, this blue. Now we know there's no blue on that one, but so this is an internal piece used to anyway. And again, blue is practical, but if this is difficult to get hold of, we could replace that with any color inside that bill. Also looking to do the instructions on Lego, so that RAM might be a bit more difficult to get hold of. Most of these have in the past out as forms. I think only 1 by 1 would use anyway. Most of these have internal means video. So again, I asked the question, does he want it accurate, or is he visually accurate outside, not to worry about the inside? That's a question you have to ask yourself a little bit. The other thing you could ask yourself is, this is not brand new. You know, old friends, because like I said, funny, which is understandable. But a few pieces, probably so much. But use particular brand use seal without if he was to buy it complete or 4 brand new packs, it also cost him best bet you'll ever get it. The second hand packs, put into the condition, and then next step now from that, leave it sort of part of my collection, which I would say another year and you, and then you can get, and then give me a fraction of what you would pay. So there is options you have to choose, but we're going to try and have a go at it today, see how far we can get, see how much of this we can source. Say, look, we've got 75% of the pieces, the remaining pieces will cost you $100, whatever, give $50 or $100, whatever, for what I think that. Very relatively, that's the plan. So that's essentially what we can do. Be able to source these parts by kind of do it up, sort it out the Lego room or the Lego space, try and get all my parts together first, but when I do get across some parts, you know where to start, quicker to do that a bit. Don't start to make it drop that still can't really do it. So these string test on for the string reproduce clear, strong, wide enough with the real problem and so the mic need to be stronger. Yeah. I should do that. More like a extra. Okay on the phone book now. So I'll be a little bit excited about. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, so just in the middle of sorting out the audio on the other one. So this is now using the microphone from my phone. So it might not be that clear when I'm sat over there, but I've got to try and sort out the microphone. So just so you know, I'm still here. Oh. See all this setting up and all this practice and all this work that goes into making sure it works perfectly, and then open it. Hello? Audio now? No? Email doesn't like that either. Brother. Give it a quick refresh, and then that's all. As you can see, this is working really well. Yeah, well, yeah. Actually, I had it all set up nicely, perfectly, all tested, um, all running nice and smoothly, audio, visual, perfect. But of course, you've got nobody to test it against. You can only test it as working, and like record something and see if that works. It's the only thing you can really do, and that's what I did, and it worked fine. The only problem is I got about half an hour into streaming, and then somebody came in the chat and said that the audio was a bit choppy, which is unusual because those microphones are usually better than my normal microphone. They're for on the go, and they're usually kind of quite clear. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Probably could be my phone. more than likely than the microphones, because I have been having problems with the port on my phone. It doesn't charge sometimes. Need to get it fixed, hopefully before record. But yeah, so now the problem is StreamYard doesn't like it when you make changes to audio visual whilst using StreamYard. So if you try to change something out, like unplug a microphone, plug something else in, it just goes haywire, goes bananas, and then it starts streaming, you from 12 years ago, or you 12 years into the future, or just starts doing crazy stuff that you couldn't plan. So now I'm in the process of trying to swap the audio over, because it might sound good now because I'm near my phone, but if I stay here, then I can't get anything else done. Of course, I need to control StreamYard from the tablet, because I can't do it on this camera whilst using the camera. We also need a camera that's on the desk. So I've got the what's it called, webcam on, but obviously it means you're in StreamYard from 3 different locations, and of course the audio starts bouncing around and you start getting echoes, so you have to isolate each one. Quite complicated, basically. But so now we've got to isolate the audio on here, so there's coming out my headphones. Take my headphones off, so when I'm talking on there, it's not echoing through here for you guys. But of course, it's StreamYard, so you can't explain that. You just have to hope for the best. So basically, I'm in a situation now where I can't get nothing done until StreamYard starts behaving itself. Because of course, this audio is great when I'm close to it, but as I get further away, it won't be any good. And when I'm over there, won't even see my mouth moving, so it'll be even harder to distinguish. So in the process, trying to fix that now, mate. This is why we have co-hosts, because at least someone else can keep the stream running while you're fiddling about trying to fix things. And not only that, StreamYard just garbage. I mean, it does the job of what it does. You have to like never change anything, never move a camera, never change your audio. You just have to like, and obviously that's impossible when you're doing something like that. So I'm going to see if the audio visual will work on there now. Control back. It was working just now, fine. The audio was working on there. The mic was connected. It wouldn't let me get into the screen. So it's not picking up the mic. You know, it's saying that it's connected to the mic. So I got to keep the breath in and sort itself out. This is what happens sometimes during the streams, live stream. I try to make an adjustment. The whole thing of those practice, the banana, and then reset the audio, reset the visual. And then sometimes I think that no reason at all. I haven't changed anything. No audio, no visual. So start doing that. All this stuff works and everything else. No problem. I will say for my phone, probably reason that the portable microphone works. I know that because when I can plug this microphone, that's microphone into it, I have the same problem. If I plug it into anything else, it's fine. I got Mac at the moment because this doesn't sort itself out. I'll begin you guys to see when it gets a bit.
Hello. Did you say you needed a co-host?
Say what?
Did you say you needed a co? Don't worry, I'm not staying.
Yeah, how are you feeling anyway?
Yeah, I just wanted to just give you an update, to be honest.
I did see briefly in the chat last night.
Because trying to like every week I say trying us to get together before the show, but we never do. To try and discuss a few things. But yeah, no, I had my camera yesterday down my throat.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've got esophagitis,
Right.
hiatus hernia, and erosive gastritis, whatever that is, and 2 ulcers.
Oh, what's causing that
then? Well, stress can bring on ulcers.
Right.
But I don't know something about. I don't really know what hiatus hernia is. It where the lining and it lets all the gas go like acid through or something. I'm not too sure, but very very painful. Still struggling to eat and swallow. But I have been given the all clear for Brickworld, so
Gee,
I didn't care anywhere I was coming anyway.
you're
Uh,
getting a feeling like,
but yeah, I was just flicking through because I was a bit bored, and I was flicking through sort of on the TV through YouTube, and I thought, oh, you've got something up for Sunday already, and it was like, no, you're live. I went, oh, that's nice.
yeah. So vlog
But I see you
stream,
having a few problems.
yeah. Basically, I set everything up to start with, and it was working fine. Tested, great, audio, visual, no problem. Because it's not my usual setup, I have to do quite a lot of tests. So I spent about an hour getting it all set up, and then about 30 minutes in, Lightning Lord was like, "Oh, your audio's a bit choppy." And then Ken came on and said the same thing because I wasn't
Yeah,
using
you
my
sound like
microphone.
you're talking down a long corridor.
Yeah, well, this is why you were saying the audio was okay when I was over by the phone, but I'm not going to be
Yeah.
by the phone. So, so yeah, it's because I'm the other side of the room, like I'm over here. So, but
Ooh, hello, brick by
so I
brick.
did, but that's apparently that's better because I did have my portable microphones plugged in, see, but they weren't. The sound was choppy, but I think it's to do with my phone. So, what I'm trying to do now is transfer the audio back over to the Chromebook, so that camera will just be to look out. Whereas before I had it so the camera that you can see, the audio was connected to that, connected to my phone. I'm trying to change it back over, but of course, you know what streaming ads like. Try and make a change, and the whole system just goes down. So
Right.
I'm at the process at the moment where I can't do shit, can't do anything. So streaming's not gonna last very long if I can't fix it because
Bloody modern technology, eh?
that's it. I mean, it's weird though because I haven't touched anything since I plugged everything back in. And then sometimes I'll refresh the screen and the camera and the audio will come on, it's fine. And then I try to go into the studio and it goes bananas again. And other times, like now, for example, I'm looking at it saying there's no camera or microphone plugged in, and I'm touching it. So this is
Right.
it.
I'll just turn my volume up a bit so I can hear you a bit more, but yeah.
So we're basically stuck like this for now. I can't. There's nothing I can really do. I might just have to end the stream and call it a day because I don't know what else to do.
So obviously, because I'm off ill and yeah, I got a bit bored. It did get to me in the end. Don't know if you can see the. Can you see me from there?
Just about, yeah. Oh, nice.
It's like 25 quid off, so I thought, yeah.
Oh, nice. Where to?
Smith's.
Obviously.
Because they had it for 67 in B&M, and I was like, oh, and I looked in Smith's, and I was like, oh, it's £2 cheaper. So, no, not one of your favourites, but you know.
Well, it's I was going to say a Furby and Luke Skywalker's buildable helmet.
I think, to be honest with you, if I want that home, I wouldn't have bothered, but I'm just bored. So
yeah,
that's why I jumped on here, really. But like I said, I don't want to because it's your stream, so I won't stay on long. But
no, you can stay as long as you like, mate. Like I said, at least it gives somebody something to look at while I'm trying to fix this. It's just annoying. I spent so long setting it all up. So this camera had the audio, so that I could walk around. Because obviously I've got the mic on the desk, which does pick up from around the room quite well.
Yeah.
But of course, because I've been moving around and shuffling through bags, I didn't want it to be muffled. So I thought if I have the portable mics attached to me, and then switch off all the audio on all that, and then just have the visual and then control it, I'll be fine. So that was the plan. Of course, I was just stood here talking and just explaining what the point of the stream was, and then I was in front of the computer sharing the screen to show how to part out a set and bricklink. And I wasn't moving. And the guys were like, the audio's choppy. And I'm thinking, well, if I was out and about in the room digging through and it was choppy, fair enough. The whole point of those portable mics is that, like, I've used them before where my phone is like in my hand or in my pocket even, and the portable microphone picks up everything really clearly, and I'm out and I'm walking around shops. It doesn't pick up any outside volume. It just picks up me talking into it. So they're really good quality for that.
Right.
I think it's my phone, because the port on my phone is damaged. I don't know if it's water damage or what, because sometimes I plug in and an alarm goes off saying there's moisture in there and all sorts of other stuff. So
I was getting that with mine. I think that's
I need,
what a lot of my problems was with my phone, but I kept denying it.
yeah.
But
But
yeah,
it's weird because those portable cameras haven't worked, those portable mics haven't worked for ages. And now all of a sudden today I plugged them in and they work fine. Or obviously they weren't working fine. I just, couldn't tell. I tested the audio by recording myself talking and walking around and talking and played it back. It sounded perfect. So it might just be something to do with the connection with StreamYard. I don't know what it is. It just seems to be, there's always a microphone with me more than anything else. Both microphones. But I think it's just StreamYard. It just doesn't like audio for whatever reason. So
right.
what's up, Never Talk Lego?
What was your plan anyway? What were you doing? Just
so the point of the vlog is I'm parting out the Maul's bust. I'm showing people how to part out on Bricklink, which obviously I've already kind of done some of that, but they might not have been able to hear it because I only found out now the audio crap. And then I was going to sort through some of my Lego and dig through and find the pieces, but I plan to go for about 3 hours. It's coming up to 1 already. I haven't even started. So that's why I'm saying I don't know whether it's going to work, because I needed, and this is the last day off I've got now until Brickworld, where I'm not busy or doing something. So I don't know whether I'm going to get time to do it. Just, like I said, it's just frustrating because I spent hours setting it all up, an hour doing the actual physical setup, and that basically an hour trying to on the stream doing nothing. So I feel like I've lost the time now. So I'm not even going to get, even if it works, suddenly works now. I don't know what I'm going to do. So it's a pain in the ass. Like I said, because the same thing could happen next time. I could spend another 3 weeks planning it all out, 3-4 weeks planning it all out, set it all up. Yeah, it's working fine this time, and then the same problem happens next time. So until basically we can afford to use another platform instead of StreamYard, this is just what's going to happen. Or if I decide to just use StreamYard and stand on the spot, and then just say to people, "This is what I'm doing," because you can't see me. Just describe what I'm doing rather than you see it. But I wanted to be able to see, because effectively all the parts, or most of the parts of that Darth Maul bust, are probably in there somewhere. So the point was to see how much of it I could get without. It's easier if you could see what I was doing on the screen as well, which I was obviously shared. I had 3 on here, so I had a camera on my desk, I had this camera looking at the room, and then I had share screen showing me what I'm doing on Bricklink. But I've had to, both of them were connected to that, which I've now had to knock off. So, yeah. So I don't know.
Just going off the subject slightly, do we have a guest on Sunday?
Yeah, it's Ken, Brick Dynasty.
Oh, great! Because that's a shame. Yeah.
Right.
Well, because like I said, I had something like an idea, but obviously we can do it after Brickworld.
You never told me what it was.
Well, no, because it's always too much. That's why I like, if there's any chance that we could always meet up like a day before or whatever to discuss, because there's so much to write down. It's a pain. But I mean, I don't think there's anyone on there anyway. Maybe 1 or 2 watching. But no, I was just like, especially if it's Ken, I was just thinking, a bit like what we did before. Obviously not as long, but sort of a main sort of subject where we could choose what we would like, just us, in our opinion, what we would like for to see as a UCS set, and like pick 1 or maybe pick 2 in case somebody else picks, but a bit like did before, and like have a little pitch,
Yeah,
this is what I'd like to see. But obviously a few rules was like it UCS, so it's vehicle or ship, so no MBS. It's not to been a UCS before, So you can't choose X-wing, B-wing, things like that. And I think the third one was basically just no money's not an object. Not in fact, what I would prefer is if you could go for think more out of the box, what they probably won't make, but it's something that you would like.
Yeah, well,
so something a little bit niche, a bit unusual maybe as well, but it doesn't have to be. But just and just more about what they if what they could do if they wanted to and stuff like that. So no, there's no barriers. No, I'm not expecting to say, oh, they can't do that. So that's fine, but it's just what you would, so the more bizarre, the better. And I just thought we could all come up with ideas, and then obviously, the chat could vote or whatever. Bit of a bit like last time. But I won't be painting myself blue.
No, it's a good idea. The only problem is, like I said, well, I mean, we can still do it, but if we want to make a show of it, we need to find somebody to collab with. I think would be good. We can get more people on, or we just do it as a boys episode, and that's the main theme. But obviously, you've probably not seen it yet. But actually, no, I shared it over a week ago. But so we've got a guest lined up for every week now of the Countdown to Brick World.
Right. I mean, we can always do it after Brick World. It's fine because it's like a boys episode when there's like 4 or 5 of us on or whatever.
Yeah.
Something for I was just thinking if we can try and think of like a sort of main topic every week. So obviously we do all our little bits and bobs and what we normally do, but then have a main kind of sort of subject. And then maybe week after that do an MBS one or stuff. Just top of my head.
No, it sounds like a good idea. Oh, that's why. What a knock. I think I just realized the problem. So basically, I had another page open because I was showing Bricklink, and I must have selected use audio as well. So as long as that page was open, it was still trying to record my audio. So the microphone, I couldn't connect the microphone to StreamYard because it was also being used. Apparently, it's being used for something else. I'm hoping that fixed it now. That's work.
Never too old. Has any of you heard my new Lego song? I don't think I've heard your old one.
He was in the stream the other day talking about how he's created Lego songs for other people to use. I tried to tune in the other day while he was live streaming. I don't know where he is, but obviously the timing is off for us. But he was doing like a live stream and there was some music and stuff playing, but I couldn't find on his channel anywhere just flat out music. And even if I could, I don't know how I would then use that music. And he was talking about using it for streams, but I'm not sure. Obviously, we need the audio file to be able to play it, but I'm not really sure how that would work. So we'd have to, I can't even get my camera set up at the moment. So if you're listening, never talk for Lego. You might need to kind of talk it through if you want to use your music on our stream. I think that's really fun to get. All right, let's give this one last go. One last refresh, and I'm after another alternative way of doing it. This would have been like hours and hours waiting.
Yeah, I have to say, when I bought that today, I was in two minds. It was either that or the Art 170, but I just felt like if I get the Art 170, it's just for the sake of it.
Yeah, they got a copy of it in B&M, a couple down from me, and it's like reduced. I think it's like $29.99, but there's a copy in there for like $25.99 with a slightly damaged box. And I keep meaning to go in and like record myself just buying it because I don't care about boxes.
See, I think that cheap with a dent box, I probably would have said yeah, because I think it's about 42 in Smiths, But to be honest with you, I'm more, yeah. I think I just prefer. I just thought, no, I think I'd rather have the Grogu one. I always wanted that 170 until they brought it out, and it just, I think, with everyone's reviews and stuff, it just put me off.
Yeah.
I will eventually get it when it goes down a bit cheaper, but I thought, now that's just, yeah. It's like the Peridia set. I will get that one day, but it's got to either be when they drop it quite low, because they've only dropped it once, or when it's literally like, well, it's retiring next week, you need to get it. So
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, the only reason to get that is the figures, and I don't tend to normally buy sets just for the figures. And you know, some people say yes, quite a nice set, but it just seems a bit bland and a bit boring to me. So
Hello? Hello?
no.
All right, let's try entering the studio. It's still not working for this, but might get an echo. This screen had stuck so much. Can't even get into the studio now. Jesus Christ. Now streaming ads not working. What's the point of you then? What is the point of you? You got one job, three, and it doesn't work. And yeah, when I came on here earlier, just to kind of test and enter the studio, which I did about 2 hours before the stream, no problem. Straight on, everything working, no problem. I don't get it. Like, I just wish there was a way of, wish we had a tech expert who knew how to work streaming ad when it broke. Did you watch
Yeah.
all of the stream last night on ACOB?
Sorry.
Did you watch all of the ACOB stream last night?
No, I'm about halfway through, I think.
Apparently, Tyler announced he was coming back to streaming.
Oh right, no, I haven't got back to that bit yet. Then.
Yeah, I was watching.
Hi, Fabu.
I was watching Austin's After Hours stream this morning. No, it's not appearing on the channel anymore. For some reason, it's still let me watch it. And he was first thing he mentioned on there. One of the first things he mentioned was, "Oh, well, great news about Tyler coming back to streaming. He's going to be streaming within 2 weeks, apparently."
Ultimate.
Oops. Turn that down. Bloody adverts. I'm 1 minute and 1 hour and 40 minutes into it. That's when I thought I'll just have a little break, and then I suddenly saw yours come up. I was like, oh, hello.
God,
So I thought I'd leave it a little bit when I do, because I quite like to listen to them when I'm building a set or something like that, or some podcast.
Somebody said last time, when it starts happening, just to shut down the Chromebook and start again. I'm going to try that. Can't think of any other way around it. Shouldn't have to do that. This is what I'm most nervous about going to the brick world, is that I'm going to be relying on this to be able to do the stream, and I dare say we're going to go over there and like everything and nothing can work.
Well, the thing is, Martin, I was going to discuss that. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then you know, we're there to enjoy ourselves anyway. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, but more, it's not so much that. If I knew we weren't going to stream before I went out, I wouldn't care. My issue is that I'm going to ship all that stuff across and do all that planning for nothing. Because effectively, I'm probably going to be too busy while I'm out there. So I'm going to have to set up the stream and all the bits and pieces before we go. To save work while we're there. But if I've done all that, and then I'm shipped up, taking all this stuff across, all these bits and pieces across, and then done work, I'm going to achieve right off.
So I'm pretty much set now for. It's just I've packed a few things already, but yeah, I did. I wasn't going to spend anything else on Brickworld, but I did the other day. But I'll leave that as a surprise.
No juicy nug?
A juicy nug?
Yeah.
Something I'll be wearing.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a very silly thing, but it's just.
You ordered the Boxer Boys hat.
It's an opportunity. Cool, that would be. Oh, have a Boxer Boys printed on me, as in the actual box. Oh, shout out to Papa Trip. Yeah, I've just basically come on here because Martin was having a few problems and just sort of But yeah, I went and had a camera down my throat, Papa, yesterday, and yeah, I've got like a couple of ulcers and hiatus hernia, but get on the meds and I'll be okay. Just bloody hurts every time I swallow and try to eat. Oh, can't hear you at all now. Oh, that's weird. You're frozen over there and you're moving. Ah, look. Timey-wimey. But you're over there, but now you're down there. Oh no, that's even weird because it's now catching up. No, can't hear. I'm gonna have to start signing. That's a good idea.
How about now?
Ah, yes. Hello.
Right. I still haven't fixed everything. Just still the wrong camera on.
I mean, you sound different, but
yeah, it's because it's taking the audio from the webcam.
right. But I can still hear you clear. Oh, you've gone again. No. Oh. For those who just joined in, we're just having a few technical issues.
It keeps saying my mic was unplugged. Please plug it back in. I haven't touched the mic.
No, well, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so the audio you've got now is good while I'm sat here. Well, not even good, but okay while I'm here. But it's coming from here, there. See where I'm pointing?
Right. Yeah.
That's the camera that needs to be on. It's pointless seeing my face because I ain't going to be doing anything on camera. But my face will help. So I need to switch over to that. But of course, when you switch over to that, the audio will go. So I need to have my mic set up, which is here. See on the other camera. So it'll pick up when I'm moving around the room, which is the whole fucking point of the stream. So in this case, I'm going to be doing a stream of building Maul's Vengeance, the Maul Burst, but you guys just look at my face while I'm doing it. I'm like, yeah, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing this. Look at this. This looks amazing. Because StreamYard's an absolute piece of shit. So, let's see if I can fix it while they're there. Okay.
Well, I'm not too sure how much longer I'll be because I can start feeling the morphine kicking in. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, as soon as I tried to change my audio from the webcam. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Oh.
Why the hell? Why that audio couldn't come in?
I mean, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh my fucking god.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, but I can also hear me.
Oh. No,
So
I can't hear you. I can't hear you echoing.
No, you can't, but I can. So it's echoing out of my phone. So what I've done is I've connected the audio of my phone to my headphones so that I can put these anywhere in the room and it won't matter, I won't hear it. These are connected to my phone, but the audio is still coming out of my phone.
Oh, that's weird.
Even though these are connected. So I've tried reconnecting them by Bluetooth. It says you can't. They're already connected for audio. So, like I said, it's got to be StreamYard because I've been connecting these headphones to my phone with ease. In fact, I only have to switch them on and connect automatically. I don't know however long I've had them, probably a year. And now today, because they're connected to StreamYard, it doesn't work. So, I don't know.
Oh dear.
Like I said, if I ever meet a tech expert, they've got a job immediately. But unfortunately, I don't think I've ever met anyone who knows.
Well, I know it's very frustrating when I was having problems and it's like, oh, one of you's gone now.
It's not even the frustration so much. It's the fact that, like, if I tried to set it up on stream and it didn't work, I'd be like, okay, well, that's my own fault. The fact that I spent 8 hours. I spent more time, in total, including the amount of time that I've been on this stream, I've probably spent about 4 hours trying to make sure everything's perfect for the stream. And the worst part about it was that it was all set up perfectly. I was like, right, great, everything's working fine, no problem. And then, of course, you go on the stream and it was all enough.
And you, Papa, take care. Oh my God.
Yay, now the audio.
Is it not echoing now?
No, so now the audio is coming out of those headphones. Because when you're connected on two devices via audio, you can't switch the volume 100% down on one. Even if you turn the mute off on one, you'll never be able to turn the audio down fully. I don't know why. So the only way, if you can have, like in this case, where I've got this camera and that camera both set up, they're both trying to pick up audio. Even if you, like I said, because if you put one on mute, it doesn't make any difference because that's just what everybody else can hear. But it'll still play audio out. And then it's going back into the other mic, back out into the other mic and then back out, and it creates like a chain effect. So the only way to avoid that is to connect one of the devices, which was this one, and now it's that one, because I've had to swap over to a set of headphones and put those headphones like out of the room or put the volume down to the lowest, because then you won't hear it. That's the only way to do it.
Mate, I struggle with one camera and one mic, and then two.
Exactly. So
imagine my head would explode if I had to try and set up another one.
But that's the thing. So I'd done that so that the audio was coming out of my phone, which I don't normally do it that way. I normally have the audio coming out of here from this mic. But I did it so it was coming out from there, so everything was set up normally. But of course, like you said, if you try to put your volume up by one while on StreamYard basically starts filming, Guatemala, or something like that, or starts showing footage from the moon. So it just goes bananas. So you have to, if you want to change anything, you have to go out, re-download your computer, take it down to the sea, wash it out, bring it back before you can do anything. So I've obviously been trying to do all this on the stream. So basically everybody is tuned in to watch me make Darth Maul's bust, and instead watching me just transfer my audio. And by the time the annoying part is, by the time I get it all set up and working, it'll be time to end the stream. So you'll have seen it all. And then of course next time I do it, it'll all be working again until I start the stream, and then we'll go around the circle. So yeah, this was my biggest fear when I first started the channel and streaming, was technical issues. And I just thought, I kind of stupidly thought to myself, well, it doesn't matter. There's enough people out there who could probably help me through it. And like I said, Kirsty's been here in person and she can't work out the problems. I've spoken to people on the stream and they're like, well, try this, try that. Nobody actually knows.
I mean, some ways it can work. I mean, like I've learned quite a bit since I started doing it, but I'm still learning now.
Well, the problems I had with StreamYard were before. I remember testing StreamYard out before I went live for the first time. The problems I had then are the same problems I'm having now. And I think I remember going on to Padawan's stream to step in for Bobber for whatever reason. And that was when I first had this same issue that I'm having now. And I've never been able to fix it because nobody knows how. And I think, like I said, I don't think there is a fix. I just think StreamYard is garbage, basically. But it's the only streaming service.
Touch wood, since I've gone onto this laptop, I don't seem to have any problems now. So, but it was just then learning, because I learned what to do on the phone, and then all of a sudden it's slightly different on here. But yeah, you get around it. It takes time sometimes, but I've learned, like I said, a few more things on here now, and hopefully it stays that way. I've sorted out my equipment. I've just got to sort out my own body now. Oh.
I tried to put the volume up. So naturally, my microphone was unplugged and my camera was unplugged. First thing it said is I just tried to change the volume, and it was like, it looks like you've unplugged your camera. It also looks like you don't have a microphone. Could you have forgotten to plug it in today? It's like, just try to change the volume. So I'm gonna have to leave, because I can't change the audio on this one whilst on the stream, because obviously it's StreamYard. So I'm gonna have to leave the stream on this camera now and go back in. So,
all right.
But you aren't going to be able to hear me because that one over there, which can see me, is connected to the headphones, and the mic is off. So basically, it's going to be quiet for a bit until I read. But you can see me at least.
Okay, well, I'll still hang around in case someone comes in and thinks what the hell's going on. So, mind everyone's dropping anyway now, but seems to just be 3 people watching. But yeah, if anyone else comes in, Martin is trying to sort out the way that he can make Darth Maul, the the bus. So drugs are kicking in. Right, so but unfortunately he's had a few technical problems. So you're trying to sort that out a bit. In case anyone missed out, I bought this today. There you go. Lovely. Something to do while I'm here at home. And hopefully that should be the last until Brickworld. So, which, like I've said, I'm not great at the moment. Got some ulcers and stuff, but I've been given the all clear, so I will be going to Brickworld. If anyone else in the chat is going, just let us know what you're looking forward to. Well, to be honest with you, I was going whether the doctor said yes or no anyway. So, but don't tell them. Been saving that for over a year. There's no way. Well, I can hear some tinkering in the background.
Yeah, I've switched the audio back on the phone now. Just means I got to listen to myself twice.
Oh. Am I echoing through it as well, or am I just fine?
No, yours is fine.
No.
It's just me because I can hear myself in two places. And of course, because I've never used a microphone on StreamYard in the past. Apparently, it's kicking off.
You got your own version of Double Bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a freaking joke, this is, man.
It's a shame you can't hear yourself 3 times. You could say me, myself, and I.
Yeah. Still won't be able to fix it.
No.
Right. Well, it's been great building Darth Maul's bust, anyway. That's now Darth Maul's bust. At this point, it's probably easier to part out my own fucking head. Just fucking combo with wires if I don't do shit.
By the way, what you showed us the other day, in the picture.
Must be working because the frigging green light is on. Green light is on to show that it's connected. Now, what's the problem, lad? Why are you being such a dick? Sorry, what were you saying, Ty?
Well, I don't know if you want to keep that hush or whatever, but so I won't actually say it until. But the picture you sent the other day that somebody sent you, really nice. See, I don't want to say too much.
Pictures somebody sent me.
Well, you sent us a picture of what somebody sent you. A slightly different design. Oh. Yeah, it's got to be. So I don't want to.
A picture of what somebody sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of something that I've been physically sent.
He did send it to you, though, didn't he?
Yeah, the picture.
Oh, he just sent you a picture. I thought he sent you the actual thing.
No. The picture. Picking up a Brickworld.
I
don't own the actual item at the moment. Right.
I was thinking, blimey, that was quick.
Oh, I thought it was quick. Whoa.
Yeah. Nice. I've got a fuzz box. Oh.
There we are. How's that?
Yeah.
Wait a sec. Can you hear this though? Because obviously I can use my headphones to test it now. So, do you get that?
Hear that?
That's fine. That means the sound's coming out of my mic. Normally, what these microphones do is they would have like a green light on them, and the green light would show they're working, and that's how you know. But because it's StreamYard, the green light always works, even if it's not working. So I know it's not a problem with the microphone. It's clearly just StreamYard being
Well, you sound pretty good now.
Yeah, so I got this microphone on, and I'm just going to test it around the room. And now I've got the webcam on as well. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I had to basically reboot all of StreamYard with the microphone plugged in, and then reboot it again with the thingy in. I couldn't do it's because I was trying to do the mic and change the camera at once. StreamYard doesn't like that. Every time you change a piece of equipment, you have to reload it from scratch, because it's useless and shit. So, how does my audio sound as I kind of move around the room?
Yeah, yeah. Keep saying, yeah.
I should have just done that in the first place. It would have been a lot bloody easier. How about if I rifle through a bag like this?
I couldn't really hear the bag.
Great. That's perfect. That's the point.
Yeah,
that was what I was
can hear
worried
you.
about. That was
Yeah,
what I was
no,
worried about. With this
yeah, you sound-
with this microphone, obviously the way it's designed, it picks up sound around it. So I was worried that if I was out in the room and I was going through drawers and stuff, you just hear pieces and stuff. So we're back.
a bit like having Oaktown in the stream.
No, I know. Well, that's what I wanted to try and avoid, because obviously I'd be talking whilst doing it, and then it would muffle out my voice. But you can hear the rustling, you can hear the voice. That's fine because it carries on. So that setting up the microphone, the sound to that other camera was completely pointless and ruined the entire day. So thanks for that, StreamYard. You absolute schlemiel. So let's get Bricklink back up, and then I can show you guys what we've been doing.
Because that's what I thought. I thought you looked like you were having a few problems. I thought I'd just come on and try and
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
just have a
It helps.
chat with you just to get you through it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Realistically, what I should have done is agreed to meet somebody in the green room 4 hours ago when I did the original test, and then sort it then.
Good luck with that, Martin, because every week I want us to meet up in the green room for maybe a couple of days before the show, so we can discuss what we're actually going to be doing and in the show, and it's very difficult.
Well, Sunday is the worst day for me in terms of free time, apart from between 7 and 10. The only other time, and then next to that, the other worst days are Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So unless they decide to suddenly start an additional day of the week and I don't have to work on that day, then I'll never be free.
But even if it's just, just like, I don't know, an evening where it's just literally half an hour just to say, well, this is what's da 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 da, and then that's.
Well, that's why.
Sometimes we do come on. It's like 5 to 7, and it's like, whoa, what we doing?
No, I know. And to be honest with you, mate, any bit of free time I do have, it's put towards doing the thumbnail and doing any prep.
Yeah.
And even then, I have to do some of it while I'm on the stream. So it's the amount of free time I get is just next to nothing.
Because I quite often sit down, especially at night when I'm in bed or whatever, and I come up with all these ideas. And I think, well, it's difficult to just come in and say, well, we're going to do this tonight. Sometimes it needs maybe prepping. And
that's why we got the group chats, mate. That's why I set them up so we can just throw stuff in there. But I know you mean, because I'll sometimes throw an idea in there, and then it's like crickets for days. And then it'll just be you or Slurpee or good. But obviously, it's not because it's not interactive, and I get that. No. It's it's the only thing we got really. So
yeah, I mean, there's that, but it's also like sometimes, writing it down can take bloody ages and ages, and maybe not word it. Where I'm like I'd rather, when you ring the doctors or whatever, you want to talk to someone. Yeah, I much prefer to say instead of writing it all down. It comes out a lot quicker.
No, you're right. I'd be the same.
But yeah, well, what I'll do is obviously we'll get Brickwood out of the way, and then that idea that I came up with, I'll pitch properly then in the post, so you can both see it, and just little ideas like that each week, just so we've got like a bit of a. Obviously, we've got all our side stuff and things like that as well, but.
Right. So, I don't want to have to do this again. There's defeat the object, but we've set up Darth Maul's bust. always makes me sound like I'm talking about his chest or his boobs when I say that. But so
Just say his head.
yeah, Darth Maul's Swede neck and shoulders. But yeah, so these are the parts. I'm going to focus mostly on the bricks today. And then obviously I'm going to, there's a lot of these parts in here. So you're talking 67, 74, 50s, 117 2x3s. I don't know whether I've got that many, but the point is to try and get it down. Because at the moment, if I was to try and buy these parts, right, let's just, so you guys can kind of see, you want to buy them from the United Kingdom, and then you want to auto select.
But for someone who, like me, wouldn't have a clue, if you actually put in, Darth Maul bust, and then they've come up with all the parts you need.
Yeah, no, not kind of. It's not as quite as simple as that. So the cost to part out this entire set, and I think, does that include everything? Yeah. So when you've got a little congratulations man down here, means you've got all your parts. I mean, you can also check by seeing this number down here matches 1,868 parts, 100%. Right. So it's going to cost $469. That's come down. It was over £500 last time I did it. And when Maul, Justin did him, AK Maul's Vengeance, who's the person I'm kind of got inspired to do this for, he looked at it and it was like $800 in the US. So even if you transfer that to pounds, you're still talking like 600 odd quid.
Yeah.
And it cost him £500 here. So I told him that I could have a go through and see how many of these parts I can put together just from my own backlog of parts.
How do you find the parts then? You just guess or look up, or
this is the list of parts from the United Kingdom, and as you can see, this is what each one's going to cost you. Now this one here is £344.91,
right?
And the reason for that probably will be that those 4 parts in here specifically, they're very expensive.
Right. So only certain people have certain parts, so you have to just
So this is based on people's. Now this part is very expensive. This £12.90.
How does it work out who's got this? This is what I'm trying to get at. It's like, how do you, like, for example, I want to do it, right? So what do I? Like I said, I would have put in. Do you put in like, I want all the parts for that set number, and then it would tell you where you get. So it was basically what I was saying. So then it would tell you all the different places that are doing. Like I said, it'd be lovely if one person had all the pieces, wouldn't it? But obviously not.
Yeah, but in that case, it'd probably be easier that they'd sold the set. But
well, yeah,
depends on how rare the pieces are. So in this piece here, this cylindrical quarter, they're £50 each.
Wow.
We need 4 of them for this set. So he's going to have to stomach that cost. And the reason that's so expensive is because this part has only appeared in 2 sets in that color ever. One of them is this set, which obviously this set is worth a couple of £1,000 new, and even used, obviously, as we've seen. So therefore, you get, to get 4 from there, obviously you're paying the cost of this set, which is why it's so high. And then the other set that it came in, which is quite a rare and old set and quite a large set, so again, quite expensive set. Whoops. That other set is, there's only 1 of them in there. So you need 4 of the other set. Right. So basically the only way to get this part, is if you've got that set. And of course, there's not many people out there who own this set who are happy to just sell pieces from it, which is why it's so expensive. Yeah. And you compare that to the set, the part above it, it's like 3 pence. So, I mean, I've seen parts on here that are less than a penny. So, depending on how many you're going to get, like that Slurpee blockhead thing, I think it was like 0.14p. So it was like, not even a penny and a half, something stupid like that. But again, they can vary. They're usually roughly the same price, but they can vary. Now, with these parts, a lot of these parts are going to be, we talked a little bit about this earlier. So a lot of these, like obviously, apart from buying this in a cheaper set and spray painting it, he needs it in black because it's visual. It's part of the neck, so you'll be able to see it when you build the set. Whereas a lot of the other parts, the internal parts particularly, you could kind of swap out. So if there's a part in there that's, say £12 for a brick that's going to be inside the build, you're never going to be able to see it once it's built. It's pointless. You may as well
get it for like 3p or whatever, but just different color. Then yeah,
exactly. I mean, a lot of these parts are quite expensive no matter where you get them. So I'll use an example.
Sometimes when you're looking into that, then you have to actually look at like, oh, well, I wonder if I can get that cheaper then.
Well, this is the thing. This is where
It's
it
not
gets
being seen on the outside. So quite a bit of work goes into it then, really.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
with this set in particular, you've got to do a bit of extra work, because if you're coming across a part, like I spoke to Justin about, and I just said, look, and really he needs to be in on the stream to make these decisions for me, because
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do it the best way I can, and I probably won't do it all in one stream anyway, regardless of any technical issues, because he might say, well, look, I want the parts to be the right color, even if they're going to be external. Okay, then you'll pay a lot more, a couple £100 more.
Yeah.
But I like to think, taking away those couple of parts that are really expensive that you need to have in that color, and taking away all the parts that I can get from my backlog of set parts, I think he's probably going to be able to knock hundreds of pounds off it.
Yeah.
But this is an example. This 4x10 brick, which doesn't exist in parts anymore because they now use Technic if they wanted to kind of bulk something out.
Right.
But this is £12.95. But if you click on the brick itself, it'll give you a bit more detail about it. And I mean, this was in a lot of parts back in the a lot of sets back in the day, because I think I've got this in like green. So let's go into the part specifically. It's just trying to show me the part in this store, but I don't want to see that. I want to see just the part itself. Will it let me do that?
But if that's I mean, if that's say going to be for an inside that you're not going to see, and you can get it a different color a lot cheaper, then yeah, it makes perfect sense. Because at the end of the day, it's not, I mean, yeah, you might say, oh, but I want the proper colors because that's how it was, but you're not actually getting an official set, are you? So it doesn't really matter.
Regardless. So this is an example. This is Gasgano's pod racer, right?
Yeah.
So you've seen this, right? You know what this is?
Yes.
This is the one that
they were doing at Walmart, weren't they? For Target.
So this is what you do. So I'll just show you as an example. So type in the search bar, Gasganos. It'll pop up usually if you've got the set number, even better. So this was like, a promotional set. You got to be careful when you type when you tap in on this, because if you tap on the wrong word, I just accidentally tapped on the word promotional. It'll show you everything to do with promotional. So type on Gasgano's pod racer, and it'll show you that it's made up of 150 parts, released in 2024. Item appears in not applicable because it was a one-off set. Now, if I wanted to buy one of these, let's just check the price guide. People are selling them for about 55.89 ish.
Right.
If there's any available to sell, I don't know. So we'll check now, see if there's any available. And we want ships to. You can set it to be from the UK, but you can set it to ship to the UK, which means you will actually pay shipping. And as you can see, there's only 2 places, both of which are in the US.
That's if you want to buy the original with the
Yeah, and in both cases, well, it says one says used, so it'll be, I don't even know how he's done that, if I'm honest, but he's charging 55, and then by the time you add shipping on top, you're talking probably 60, 70, 80 quid. Jandon is actually selling one, so shout out to Jandon. He's selling his for it's nearly £100, and again it'll be more than that. And his is a new used seal one, so he probably managed to get his hand on a few, and he's selling one, at least one. So the other option is to part it out. Now, if you want this, the only exclusive part in this is that. Now, I don't care about that. I don't really need, like, who's coming into my collection and going, oh, what pod racer is that? And then I have to say, oh, it's Gasgano's. Oh, well, how would I know if it doesn't say? Do you know what I mean? None of my sets have got labels on. So I get that they've made that to the exclusivity, but I literally do not care about that. If I could pick it up for a couple of pence, I wouldn't say no.
Even the proper diorama, they haven't named the pod
no,
race.
exactly. And even if they did, nobody's looking at it anyway. Nobody's reading it. Even if it was in the most that's going to happen is someone's going to see it in the background of my thing and go, oh my God, you're in the UK and you managed to get one of those. Great. Oh, but it doesn't say Gasgano's pod racer, so therefore it isn't. You know what I mean? Nobody gives a shit. So
get a black brick and get some Tipex and write it on there.
Yeah. So what we do is we go to part out here,
Yeah.
and then it'll give you the set, and then you can choose, the box, the instructions. I don't care about any of those. So again, Bricklink is perfect for me because some people, I want the box, I want the instruction, I want the full set. I could give a shit. So 150 parts, create a new list, and then we'll just go. I've already got it in my basket as pod racer, so I'll call it something else so we don't get confused. Gasgano's pod condition. You can select new, used, whatever, but in my case, I don't care. Submit for edit. Now it'll show you a list of parts. And again, I did this earlier with Darth Maul's bust, so I don't want to do it again, especially if people are watching this back, which is the main idea of this stream. This wasn't really a watch along stream. This is more of a watch back stream because it's just me telling a story. Obviously, I didn't know I was going to have anybody else on here, so the viewers are kind of irrelevant because it's just kind of talking through a story or part one of a story. Hence the vlog idea. Now, all of these parts in here, you could edit it here if you wanted to. So the reason I'm going through this is because I don't want to do the same set again with Darth Maul's but this is exactly what I've did. And this just goes to show you something that's probably more appealing to you, I guess. So, the parts, I'm just looking at these parts. You can edit them here. You can change, how many you want. I've already got, I know I've got that in my spares. Click that one off, whatever. But if you make any mistakes here, because you've not quite finished the process, it wouldn't necessarily save it.
Right.
And then you could lose it. So if my laptop, my Chromebook just suddenly decided to die or something happened.
Well, that's basically every set, every piece that you need in the set.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say to you is that this
is of each one.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is this is a preliminary checklist. So don't be tempted to go through this and start checking off your parts if you want to try and build it with what mostly your back parts at this point, because it won't save anything. Whereas if you add it to your wanted list, you can do all the exact same things I've just explained to you, but from the wanted list, and it'll automatically save. So if I'm halfway through, so I'll view it now. So if I was halfway through, I've got 4 of those, delete that. I've got one of those, delete that. If I was halfway through doing that process and, something happened, my Chromebook died, my battery died on my Chromebook, whatever, it would save whatever I'd done automatically. Right. Whereas in that preliminary, and then of course now you've got the list here to check. So just to show you, if you go into your little brick man here and then go into my wanted lists, and it'll be there. So Gasgano's pod is there, along with 50 other projects that I've been working on. That did show earlier briefly, so we won't go into them.
And then
again.
once you've done that, you just click that you buy the pieces, and then.
Well, it depends.
I have bought from before because, like I said, I did my was it Django's palace, and I changed it into Jabba's palace. So I have done it, but it was a long time ago, and it did feel really hard. I'm sure I bought extra pieces that I didn't need, but never mind.
But there's 2 ways you can go now. Now you can go ahead and try and order it, and I'll show you that part first. But the other part, which would be more interesting to me, is to go through this list and delete off everything that I own and then bag it up as I go along. So I've got them, got that, delete. And to be honest with you, most of this I've probably got in my spare parts, which will then leave you with a list of stuff that you haven't got. And then you order that and you're talking probably a couple of quid. And I'll show you that as well. So let's just show you buy all as an example. Make sure you got a United Kingdom or whatever it is you guys live, whoever's watching this. Auto select. And how much did we say from the US? Looking at 60 quid before shipping?
Yeah.
Right. Check you got the little man. Ooh, no store was found. So that means that some of the parts weren't found, which I know for a fact will be that printed brick. Otherwise, you've got 149 or 150 pieces. And it's cost you 17 quid.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's a fraction of the price. They'll still be shipping on top of this, but of course it's not coming from the US. So you'll pay less for all 3 of these shipped separately than you would for one set from America. So you're talking, sometimes the shipping can be like, because they put it in like an envelope thing, a little bubble envelope. In most cases, it comes through the post. You're talking like £1, £2 postage. So I would say all in with that, at maximum, you're looking at about £20 to £25 postage, and you've got everything you need to build that speeder.
That's
Of
not
course,
bad.
in my case, let's just go back. And now, of course, you have to bear in mind that you have to replace that brick that's got the print on it, because it's still a full brick. It's not a tile; it's an actual brick.
Yeah.
So you'll need a plain version of that brick instead. So we won't do that just now, because obviously it's kind of pointless at this point. But I can then go through. I think it's the fact
after Brickworld, actually, because I've got the I've got the diorama, so it'd be nice to have that on the side of it.
So what we then do is I go through this and I go, oh, I've got that. I've got 4 of those. I don't need that because I can't order it anyway. Got that. I got that. No, this is just an example. I've got that. I've got those. Just go through and delete off a bunch of stuff, like as if I found it in my parts collection.
Cool. That one before above, God, I've got thousands of those.
Yeah.
And those little, not the 1x1 green stud, the one above it. Bloody hell.
Yeah. Like a lot of these are small parts, which makes it easier.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to randomly select a bunch of stuff from here. I'm not really thinking about whether I have actually physically got it. I mean, I'm not looking at anything on here and thinking, Christ, I haven't got that. I mean, I might not have, but there's nothing there's nothing like, whoa, I've never seen that part before, or unusual colors or anything like that. So I'm just gonna select a bunch of stuff. Right, that's it. So now I'll delete those parts, because obviously I don't need them.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you can do, which I'll just show you in one example, because I don't want to do it for all. Right, so we need 8 of these Technic pins, but you've already got 2. So I click in that, and I change this to, this is the only bit that gets confusing sometimes. Don't change it to what you've got. Change it to what you don't have. So yeah. I've got 2. So I take 8 away. On this one, you do have to save. So I've got 2 of those. I've got 4 of these. So I change it to 4 remaining. And that's it. So I'm like, okay, I've got most of those parts, but there's a few parts there I do need. So now let's buy them. And again, we've gone from 50, well, with postage, let's say 70 quid, cheapest, down to 25 quid.
Yeah.
Now we've taken out the parts that we've got. And again, this is obviously just a guess at this point, because everybody's parts are different. Now we've got it down to £10.
Yeah. Wow.
Which you're talking 12 maybe postage, because of course the less buyers you can get it down to. Like when I did my sig fig, this is the bit I was struggling with the most, is that it was all coming from different people. So when I eventually found that one Lego head, the one I used, the person I bought that from had all of the ones I wanted, whereas otherwise it would have been from 40 different people, and then you pay postage for each, and there is a minimum postage. It's not going to be like, oh, well, you're only ordering one part, so we're going to charge you 10p for postage. The minimum is like whatever, a first class or second class bubble envelope is, which I think is about £1. So you're looking at £1 for a minifigure head that was costing me like 4p. So it didn't make sense. So eventually I went through and found this. So it got to the point where I was like, beards from one guy, bodies and legs from another guy, heads from another guy. So I only paid 4 lots of postage.
Yeah.
That's the best I could hope for. And then there you go. You're down to £10.
That makes perfect
and
sense.
This is essentially what we're going to be trying to do with Maul's bust. And I wanted to show you that.
Educating Martin on how to Bricklink.
Yeah. See, now this is something that I've used so many times, and made mistakes and learned and over, that I've got to the point now where I can work my way around it. I wish I could do that.
Well, like I said, I have done it before, because, like I said, I did for the Jabba's Palace, and I managed to get all the right pieces, and so I did manage to do it. But trying to remember how I did it is like,
yeah.
Well, I remember that I did struggle. I was quite happy with myself that I eventually done it, but like I said, I'm sure I bought extra pieces that I didn't need, and having to get some different, certain pieces I had to get for certain, so obviously. Not just one postage and packaging, So but no, that's cool. That's I'll tell you what. After Brickworld, I think I might do that and see what pieces I got and get that little set.
Well, at least with that, if you need any help with it, I can actually help you out.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm just conscious of the fact that the lighting is starting to get dark in here. I've got the windows open. It's broad daylight out, but for some reason it's still quite dark. I'm not sure what's going on there.
The camera on you, where you know, looking down at your hands and that's quite bright.
Yeah, it doesn't help. My eyesight doesn't help either, because to me it looks really, really dark and grim, and I'm just conscious of the fact that other people are seeing that. But I've got the ring light on now. But yeah, in terms of that camera out there, I thought with it being broad daylight outside, it would be. Maybe that's why. Maybe because it's too much light. See, this is the other thing that I couldn't obviously test, but how clearly you could see, because it's pointless me going out there and rummaging around in the room and doing some sorting and organising if nobody can see what the hell I'm doing. So I will have to rethink that one, and I think probably that camera kind of is, null and void, because I want to be able to see. And the other thing I wanted to do is try and sort out this desk first to clear space so I could start digging through some Lego. But again, we're past the point now. We're like, nearly 2 hours in, and I haven't even started. So I'm going to have to postpone it for another day. Sadly, like I said, it's the last day I had to do it before Brickworld. But and I wanted to get it done before Brickworld because obviously I got to take it with me. So anybody out there in the chat, let me know how clear this is. I know obviously the camera is not particularly close, but I want it to be clear enough so you can see what's going on. And obviously, room's looking good, Nimble. I don't know, mess. The whole point was to be tidying up today. So anyway, I don't really know. It's thrown me off now because I don't really know where to go next with this, because I don't want to start digging through pieces if I can't actually do what I'm supposed to be doing. Pass. And now I'm just, like I said, I'm conscious of the visuals, because it looks like it doesn't seem particularly clear. I know the camera quality is good, but it's not close enough that you can actually make out what's going on here. And that camera over there, do I need to see the whole room, or do I need to see clearly what I'm doing? Both and either.
So I just had to send my neighbour a message because she helped me out. She took me to hospital and stuff the other day, and went and got stuff, but she won't take no money for it or anything. So I left her a present outside her door, and she's like, "You didn't have to do that." I'm like, "I don't know what you mean."
I'm just wondering, what was the present? Do we know? Or?
Yeah, I got a bottle of wine and some chocolates.
Oh, nice.
She deserved it, but she wouldn't take. I was like, "Take my no." So I was like, right. So I knocked on the door and then legged it. Well, I say legged it. It's literally our doors right next to each other, so it's like tap tap, back into my. Yeah.
Right. For some reason, now I've closed the curtain, I feel like that's clearer. I think the light was interfering with the light. If that makes sense.
It looks quite clear.
I mean, people don't need to see exactly what it is I'm doing, but I just feel like if I'm going to have a camera out there that's showing off. So what we will do is, since I got this camera, let me just put that one a little bit closer. So yeah, so I don't see the point of. I will keep it on. I'm just going to be careful what I do off camera, because I'm scratching my balls or whatever. And okay. So in terms of tidying up and sorting things out, I ain't going to bother, because I'm just going to clear everything off to make space for now. I was going to do all this on stream as well, but I'll have to wait.
Well, Nimble's asking what time you stream into the chats. Well, it's kind of unofficial for me. I just jumped in because Martin was having a few problems technical and so just to fill in the gap. But I'm I'm not too
Yeah.
sure. You've got to go soon. What you got, about another 2 hours left, something like that, or less?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to book. I need to book my train ticket, and I got to be on a train about. Well, basically, I need to come off the stream about 4 o'clock. So what
Right.
time's
So
it?
you've got about an hour, just under an hour left.
So all my parts are bagged up in colours. My reds, my blacks.
Oh, so you've ordered the parts already then for it?
No,
Oh,
I haven't ordered anything yet. This is my just my backlog
oh, right, okay.
of parts.
Fair play.
I'm just trying to remember what other colours there were. I think it was only black, red. So another look.
Yellow? Bit of yellow.
Black. There was a bit of yellow, yeah. Black, a little bit of blue, some brown. I don't think I've got any of that colour brown. Red. Right, some tan, some white. So let's get out red and black first. Oh, that's the thing. I keep forgetting to. Oh no, you guys can still see me. Right? I just need to get rid of that smaller camera. Get rid of that for a sec. Let's make this one. Why does it keep doing that with the solo layout? I still want us to be on the screen. Just.
Ooh, that's scary.
How do I do it so? There you go. So I got black, red. There was a bit of blue. I do have some brown in here actually. Not much. 1 or 2 bricks. But I'll leave that for now. I actually got 2 bags of white.
Oh. See, I must admit, the only spare pieces I have is all the little bits that come with sets.
Yeah, but like all my sets are like this as well. So that is the color modified Republic gunship.
Oh,
We swapped
right.
all the red parts for green and all the for yellow. So but yeah. So that's those parts. But obviously that's just the main blocks. I've also got bags of the smaller parts and smaller pieces somewhere. And then I got pieces like this, which you can kind of see in there. There's one of those 4 by what's that? 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 by 12 bricks. So if Maul doesn't mind having that in grey instead of black and it's internal, I could use that. I don't even know what it is. I think it's a bag of parts I bought from somewhere. But this is what I need to sort out, because really I need to go through that bag, unpack everything from there and put it with the right colours. And I've got like bags of this kind of stuff everywhere. Got old figures here. Let's see if there's any capital figures in here. What's the name on there? Actually, yeah, there is. There's a castle helmet in here anyway. Castle helmet, you can just see.
Oh, yeah. Looks like a pirate.
This creepy looking thing. Some my bust it open. But this is what this stream is about. just kind of digging through things. I'm not going to do as much digging through as I wanted to, but there's an old castle torso there that's been well played with. This is the Falcon Knights, is it, or whatever? But they've been played with so much that the shield is completely rubbed off. You can kind of catch it in the light. I can't remember what they're called, but they're from my personal collection from when I was younger, of course.
Right, Nimble's confusing us.
What? I can't see what he's saying, so you have to tell me.
Says, Martin, fancy sending me a link so you can say hello and ta for 5 minutes. Which Martin?
Oh, yeah, I'll send you the link now. Give me a second, mate.
There's 2 of us. You probably got more chance of him being able to do it. I mean, I can, but nice.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I used to love these kind of these helmets back in the day.
I did find an old Viking the other day, actually. Must have been from his son or something like that. But
anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I've got within these drawers and boxes, I've got lots of little collections of bits and pieces and parts and like bags of bits and pieces, which I could probably, again, if I went through all of that, I'd probably find even more pieces. But these are the main ones. And the only reason these ones are sorted is because I sorted these ones out a couple of years ago. Obviously, once I started moving house, any other parts that should go in these bags have just been thrown in mixed bags, as you've already seen. And the other thing I've got, these whopping bags, these massive whopping bags from the Entertainer, which of course I've got masses and masses of just standard red and black bricks and other colour bricks. And they've got things like this in, which I know he needs these in blue for the inside of Darth Maul's head, but of course, because it's internal, won't get seen. And you can make do, if you can make do with, I mean, there might be blue in here, but if you can make do with white. But one of the things I was going to do today is sort through these into colours. I don't know whether I'm going to have time to do that now. It's a big piece of work. But even if we just try and do one, because what I want to try and do is get as many of the parts in the right colour as I can first, and then be like, right, that's all the white, all the red, all the black, whatever that I've got. But if you're happy for me to change out colours that might be internal, then obviously I can look into it. But there's tan, there's all sorts in here. But this is going to mean me tipping it all onto the table, which was the plan. Sort of sorting through it. I don't know whether people really want to watch that though. That's the thing. It's not interesting to watch. Me just sorting through colours. I don't know. That's something I could do with my daughter and then film it and do it on a hyperlapse instead.
Check your Instagram, Nimble. See if I got it right.
Tap, tap, tapping on the glass. Staring through the window. Whoa. Right.
It's bloody windy around here.
Okay. So I keep that angled there. So I've got to send Nimble a link.
Well, I've sent him one to see if it works, see if I'm clever enough.
Oh, how did you get it? From this one, yeah?
Yeah, it says invite. So, and then I copied it and then I pasted it to him in Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that should work.
And he just said, just popping kettle on, be there with you. There you go. See, it's all sorted out in the end. At least you're all ready for next time, aren't you? You should be able to come straight on with no, hopefully.
No, because StreamYard doesn't work like that anyway. Because, like I said, I set this up earlier, and also no, because I've got like the cameras and stuff out in the middle of the room, and we do actually use this room for other things. So all I'd have to get packed away again afterwards. So I'll basically be starting from scratch next time. So, but what I can do is now.
But you just want to know what to do next time, though. Yeah, hopefully.
So I'm just gonna keep this stuff for another time. So this was, again, I wanted to sort through some of this stuff and, you know, show me putting this stuff together or apart. But to be honest, I haven't really decided what I'm doing with any of it. So just going to clear some space on the desk by chucking everything on the floor, essentially. That can be tomorrow's problem instead. Everything that doesn't need to be on the desk can come on. So we got these as well. You guys can see them. They're the mini Funko Pops. Kirsty got them for winning a competition where a team dressed up as May the 4th in Star Wars gear. And it was like an internal competition with the company. And they won. So they got a prize, which was like, I don't know, a bunch of Funko Pops and a bunch of other stuff. And of course, then they had to kind of share out between the rest of the team. Because it was only 3 people who dressed up, they decided to just keep it between them 3, which kind of makes sense. See, look, even in this drawer I've just randomly picked up, and there's like a bunch of bears, and I've got pots like this all over the house. So again, if I want to do this fully and accurately, I'd need to spend hours just tidying first and then start the part out. We'll leave that there because that's kind of off. This stuff here is off camera anyway. Can't really see it too much. Well, you can see it in that camera.
You can see that side.
How do, lads?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, how's it going, mate?
How are you both?
Yeah,
You getting there?
getting there.
Frustrated, but alive.
Yeah, mine's a bit frustrated. I'm just recovering.
Is it easy to eat yet?
No, it's not. It still hurts like hell.
What are you having for tea and that, like soup and stuff?
Well, I am, but even that hurts. It's just so it doesn't really matter.
Mate,
and also for after a couple of mouthfuls, no matter how hungry I am, the pain just puts you off. So they put me on some more sort of omeprazole and I'm on the old morphine for the pain, but they don't seem to be doing a lot.
Oh well, it's rubbish, isn't it? The stuff that they give you. You want to be attached to morphine on the drip in hospital.
Yeah, no, that was different in hospital. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that stuff's brilliant.
But it's just basically, well, at least they found out sort of what's it's a hiatus hernia and they found some ulcers. So at least they're treating me for that, but it's just going to take time. But still going to be all right for the holiday.
That's the main thing, mate. At least it happened like this week and last week rather than in a few weeks' time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still probably, even then, might not be 100%, but I'll be well enough to go. So
yeah.
I've still got another week off anyway at work, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I want to try and go back, obviously, before my holiday because, I don't want them thinking, oh, well, if he wasn't well enough to come to work, why is he well enough to go on holiday?
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Even though a holiday is different, it's, I mean, they don't. I mean, obviously, it will be quite busy at Brickwell, but still, I could just say, no, I'm going on holiday to rest. Where at work, there's still a chance of me getting hit or something like that, which would not be good at the moment.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like you say, you're resting on holiday, aren't you?
Yeah.
Why is Coolham frustrated then?
He had problems with it. He's trying to do. He's sorting out to do the Darth Maul bust by parting it out. With
StreamYard, that's why.
Yeah, and StreamYard was basically messing it up. His audio and stuff like that, and it just kept going all wrong.
I see so many.
I saw him come on live
about StreamYard. Is there surely there's got to be a competitor for StreamYard?
Well, yeah, I'm not too sure, but like I said, I saw because obviously I just found it by pure chance. I was looking through YouTube, and And I saw him struggling. I thought, well, I'll come on and didn't want to interrupt him, but I thought I'd come on and try and just give some moral support and chat away while he's sorting himself out. And he managed to now, haven't you, Martin? So, but yeah, just like I said, he sorted it out. You tested it, didn't you, Martin? It was all right, and then all of a sudden, just
I for the first time ever, I spent hours before the stream making sure everything works because I had a different camera set up and multiple cameras and making sure the room was kind of decent and viewable and the lighting was right and the audio was perfect. Yeah. So he said if I just jumped on and it went pear-shaped, I'd kind of understand. But the fact that I spent all that time prepping it and then came back to it when it was time to stream and it was just like, well, actually, no, to start with, it was fine. Everything I was working with was fine. But the guys in the chat were saying that the audio was a bit choppy. Well, I was using the portable microphones rather than the one I'm using now. And they're designed to sort of like be out and about with. And I know they work fine because I did a test on them just before the stream. And obviously recorded myself walking around talking, and it was clear. It's just the connection to StreamYard must be because I don't know what it is. Sometimes some stuff's just not compatible. I don't know what it is. But long story short, and it could be my phone. But like I said, I was recording on these, and I was just like test, walking around the room, testing, scratching the mic, doing some bits and pieces. And I recorded it as a video, played it back, perfect. And I was like, great, good quality. But of course, when you're doing it on a live stream, it's completely different. So, like I said, I'm assuming it's StreamYard because all this stuff seems to work fine on its own, and it did work when I first tested it. It was just coming up really choppy. So in the end, I was just like, of course, then I'm trying to swap it and put this mic back on and disconnect the. Oh, it's really complicated and really annoying and really boring, basically. But long story short, every time you make a change on StreamYard, go out of StreamYard to reboot it. So I disconnected audio from that one, had to reboot StreamYard. Disconnected the video, had to reboot StreamYard. Add audio to this one. Oh, it's just.
Weren't the world much more simpler when everything was pen and paper, eh?
No, I know. But
look, so somebody at my door will be back in a minute.
So how many are you looking good for parts, or do you think you're gonna have to spend quite a bit more dough?
Well, I won't be spending bugger all because it's not for me. It's actually for Justin for Maul's Vengeance. The main reason I'm doing this. So he obviously I've explained it in the stream a couple of times, so I don't want to kind of go over it because the point of this stream was never really to be kind of a live interactive thing. It was just more like, even if I wasn't talking, just recording what the story and how I'm going through and what the process is, and then people to watch it back because it's kind of timeless. Yeah. But I think there is a bit of a lesson to be learned in sort of how it's approached and stuff like that. So, like I've managed to get 13 of these 1x1 bricks, which is what the thingy demands. So, a brief outline of the story is that Maul's Vengeance wants to part out this set.
Yeah.
To part it out, obviously to buy it sealed, you're talking thousands. To buy it used and complete, you're talking nearly 1,000. To buy it parted out, so the parts can be new or used or a combination. And then, of course, you sacrifice the fact that they're not new and you haven't got the box sealed and all the rest of it. But you're still talking, I think it was $800. So I tried it on stream from the UK and it worked out more like £500, which is a lot cheaper than $800. Because even $800 is you're talking 600 and something. So I was like, great. I've tried it again today and it's less than 500. It's about 479 quid. So, but if I take away, because the bricks on there are relatively basic. So if I was to take away all the bricks that I could find in my own parts, apart from maybe a few really unusual expensive pieces that are in that set, probably I'd be able to get it down. I reckon I could probably get about 50 to 75% of the parts from my own collection. And of course, if he doesn't care about that, doesn't care about the quality of the pieces. I mean, a lot of my pieces are in good nick and new anyway. But if he doesn't care about that,
at least he knows where the parts are coming from. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it. but there's what I'm saying is there's so many different steps to the sacrifices and the sort of what do you call it, the choices he can make to make it cheaper again. So if he's like, right, I only want brand new parts, okay. If he wants the set to be completely accurate, so for example, there's a lot of brown pieces inside, but you don't see them.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a lot of the internal stuff, just use whatever you got. And if you've got that part but in a different colour, who cares? Because you ain't going to see it. But like you say, I suppose it depends on how pure he wants to be about it.
Well, that's it. So the way I see it is, if it was me personally, I'd, and the thing is, then it gets complicated because you're then got to start looking at the instructions and making sure that piece isn't visible or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some blue parts in there, which I don't think are particularly hard to get. But if I can't, I know that they're not going to be visible from the outside because we know there's no blue on Darth Maul. So it's fine. But there are a couple of parts in there that are expensive you will have to buy because they're visual seen. And then there's the brown, for example. There's a lot of brown in there, which I know is internal because there's no 2x4 blocks on Darth Maul in brown. But the horns are made up of some smaller brown pieces. So again, if does he want it brown? Will he be happy to change it for dark reddish brown? Who the hell's coming in and seeing his collection and saying, "Oh, that piece inside there is wrong color"? Do you know what I mean? It's like that's
There's
it's so
a
many
$1 million question, and it all depends on how bang on he wants to be about it. I mean, if it was me, I would just get it done with whatever parts I've got, and if, like you say, if you can do a little bit of a variant on the brown, if you're the only one who's going to see it, who's really that bothered?
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm saying. So the way I thought, if I'd thought about it a bit sooner, and if my timing was better in terms of like if I was available like in the evening when I know he'd be available, I would have planned to have him on the stream with me so we could both chat, and then obviously other people could still come in, but he can make decisions then. I can say to him, look, whatever. So I kind of need to reach, in this stream, the plan was to reach the stage where I could at least get together most of the pieces and be like, right, these are kind of, and then of course I can always swap out because I'm looking at these 1x1 bricks, and a couple of these I've had since the 80s, so I can tell they're slightly older. But if I dig through this enough, I'll probably find a new version of all of them. But for now, I just want to be able to say, right, I've got 13 of these, and of course, a lot of them might not be seen anyway. Certainly not from all 4 angles. So
yeah.
But again, if I'd thought about it more, if the timing was better, but I just thought, let's just show people like what the process is, or at least the start of the process. And in the same time, whilst looking for the pieces, I could have a dig through and start sorting out my Lego space. But that's not going to happen now because obviously, we lost too much time. But what I will do is carry on digging through these parts, seeing how much I can get together. Like this, for example, I know I think there's a black version of this needed in the set. It's a 2x4x12 block, but it's in really bad condition because it's really old. Like I've been playing with this since the 80s, so you probably won't want that in there. But again, like I said, it's difficult to do because it's not a straightforward thing. Like I said, and also we might, at the end of that, I might say to him, look, give me 100 quid for all the parts I've got. You only got to spend 100 quid ordering the rest. You've got the set for 200 quid basically, which is a fraction of what he would have paid.
Yeah.
And even for used parts, but he might say, well, no, I don't want to do that. And then I've done a project for kind of nothing. So I'm thinking to myself, I might do it myself. I don't really want the Darth Maul bust. Don't care enough about it. It's not a set that really appeals to me.
I was going to say, you're a better man than me because I do not have the patience. I don't have the patience like parting stuff out, like even just doing rebrickables. Like I'm looking at what's in front of you and it's sort of giving me a headache already. Like if I was in your position messing about with that, my head would be on Mars. So I think fair play, because you got to be very patient to do that. Lightning Lords dropped a comment, feel like Maul would be particular about the quality of the pieces he does build with gloves on. That's a very, very good point. He gets his figures out with white Michael Jackson gloves. He is going to be particular, but it's like I said before, I'm sure he would rather buy used parts from you than someone who he doesn't know on Bricklink. Do you know what I mean? Like I know I would. If I knew the parts coming from someone I know, you're not as arsed, are you?
No, and look, Lightning Lord is right. I did address this earlier actually because the conversation started. I didn't just start doing this off the back of my head after watching him on a stream. I was actually on the stream with him, and I just said to him, "Look, would you want me to have a go at it?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Look, I need to kind of check in with you at certain stages because." He's like, "Oh, if it's going to be a lot." I said, "Look, if it's a lot of work and you don't end up wanting it or doing it, then it's no skin off my teeth. I'll just use it for content. That's the only reason I'm filming it, because if I went through all this in my own time and I wasn't at least getting content out of it, then I'd feel like it was a waste of time."
Yeah, definitely.
But at least in this case, I can do that. And I had that conversation with him about the quality of the parts and the fact that he likes. And he was like, "To be honest with you, if it's that or pay thousands of pounds for the set, in other words, never get the set, then I would make do." And I just said to him, "Look, these parts you're looking at now are a combination of, I'd say 50% of when I was a kid. So they are old, they are in bad condition, and you can see it as soon as you pick the brick up.
They must be well old, mate.
Yeah, but of course they were looked after, but they're not as good as a new brick, obviously, because just wear and tear and all the rest of it. But that's only about 50%. The other 50% is relatively new, where I've bought bags of parts and they've been in good condition, or I've taken sets apart that I didn't want and they're still in good condition. And of course, as you probably saw, I got those 2 big bags from the Entertainer, and those are all pristine. They've never been played with by a kid. They've literally been in crates sent directly from Lego, and they've been sat there until my girlfriend decided to empty them into 2 bags and bring them home. And that's it. Yeah. They haven't even, apart from me walking on them briefly, and I did mention that to him as well. They've been walked on because I use them to walk on the bricks. But apart from that, they've certainly never been built. So straight away, I've got this. I've got all of this. Got all of this. I'm working my way through and just seeing, how close I can get, and that's with just using these pieces, these older pieces. So that was basically the point of the stream. Really, is just like I said, I wanted to do more in terms of time, but just I lost too much of it trying to muck about with this audio. So,
what's the plans for your stream Sunday?
So Sunday we've got Brick Dynasty on.
Yeah.
Or specifically Ken from Brick Dynasty.
Yeah.
And it's just Brick World hype again. More Brick World hype. That's all we're doing in these shows. I haven't got anything specific to talk about, but obviously as news kind of drops, if I know that we all got emails about I didn't even fully read it, but something opening up in terms of like the application. So you've got to book a ticket. I think it's free, but you've got to still book a ticket for entry into the garage sale.
Right.
Like
I've had no email about that.
Yeah, check your junk, mate.
Don't you get time slots?
Yeah, you get a time slot, but you still got to book it. You can't just rock up and turn up. And once it's fully booked for all time slots, that's it. You're done. You won't get in. So, but obviously you've got to know when you want to go. So if you want to go with other people and don't want to be wandering around on your own, you've got to kind of organise that.
Oh,
I
think you're better off whenever you're doing like shopping. You're better off going on your own. You don't want anyone slowing you down.
Yeah, but I don't really care about that because I don't tend to do a lot of shopping. But if I was going to wander around there, I would rather be with someone else to get.
Do you have like anything in mind that you want to come home from Brick World with in regards to like a set or a fig or?
Not really. Like I said, even if I come home with nothing from Brick World in terms of purchasing something like that direct, I wouldn't be that bothered. I haven't really got it. But no, I'm not interested in that as much. But I do want to look around and see what's there. And I don't really want to do it on my own, just in case, you want to get help and support from other people, but also because it's more fun then. But I think it goes live on Saturday, and it's first come, first serve. So I need to have sorted that out before Saturday because it goes live, and once it's fully booked, it's gone. So
right. So I've it's just come up actually today. So So it says, yeah, timed entry tickets available at no extra cost. It does say after 5:50, access to the garage sale will be open to everyone without the need of timed tickets.
Oh,
That's what you're better off doing then, I suppose. If you're intending on buying stuff, try and get like a time slot ticket, head in there on your own, pick up what you want, and then after you've got what you want, maybe go in all together afterwards and have a mooch round.
Well, I think even if you go in, say like 8:10 or your time slot's 8:20, I don't think they then kick you out. I think once you're in there, you can stay there.
You can stay.
What time did you do yours for, Martin?
I haven't.
Oh, right. Well, let me know then, and we'll try and do it. Unless you don't want to do it together, but
No, like I said, I'd rather go with a bunch of people. But
yeah.
Why can't I friggin' scroll on this? Oh, there you go. But I'm not that bothered. 2x10s.
Yeah. Lightning Lord's just put up. Yeah, once you're in, you're good for the whole time then.
I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
So yeah, so no matter what time, and then obviously it just opens up then to the public at 8:50.
What's the actual date of the Brit World weekend like, or week, whatever?
It's the
Is it June?
14th and 15th
of June.
Yeah.
That's soon then, isn't it?
Because the actual public days is just 2 days, isn't it?
I ain't got a clue.
Saturday
I've tried to steer clear from as much information of it as possible so that I don't get too bad FOMO.
Not the best stream to come into then.
I'm not that
because we're all very excited.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for you. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy. I'm happy that you were able to go.
So the garage sale's on Saturday, I'm assuming. So I'm assuming the garage sale's not actually open for the public then, is it? Or because
Yeah.
Oh, it is open because I thought their tickets only go up to about 6 o'clock at night or something.
Well, that's probably why it's cheaper after a certain, easier.
It's
after
on Friday, so Lightning Lord says so. So it's not for the public then.
Oh right, I obviously don't know that.
I know Mark at one point was trying to squeeze in another one, wasn't he too? But I think, yeah, it's not. It's just right. Here we go, Lightning Lord again. It's not. It's just open to people with badges. And
I'm going to be more jealous of like all the mocks and stuff.
I think the guy's sale is Friday night. Yeah, the schedule is now on the website. Thank you, Lightning Lord, giving us a lot of information there. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers, Mike. Nice one.
Because we're all newbies. We're all breaking our cherry, as they say.
Yeah, I don't think I can have any problem getting most of these parts together. Most of these basic parts. I've just like the first 10 red bricks. I've got all of them, and that's in my older Lego.
How do you keep your parts together then, Martin? Do you go by color or actual part?
No color. I just have bags.
Bags of color.
Bags per color. Or I say that I did have bags of color, but that was about the last time I bagged up and sorted out all my colors was about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
Are you tedious on like, say, do you put all your reds together, or is it like, there's different shades of colors? Are they all separate, or do you just bundle them all together?
They are all separate, but it depends on, like for example, with the green, I don't have a lot of green, so all the different shades of green are in one bag.
Yeah.
Same with the yellow. But then like red, black, white, I've got, and like the brown, for example, in the brown bag, I've got some brown, some tan, some old brown. Because I don't have that many. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's been such a long time since I updated these bags, because I've probably got enough for every bag of parts I've got sorted. So let's just say I got a big Ziploc bag of red parts. I've probably got another same size Ziploc bag full of red parts that I haven't sorted into that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then on top of that, I got all these 2 huge sacks of Lego from the Entertainer, which if I was to sort them out into color, which would be hours of work, I would have another probably Ziploc bag or 2 of each color, because there's so much there. So
Martin,
what you're looking at here in terms of my red and the fact that I've got all the bricks, well, a load of bricks I need so far, this is only probably makes up about a quarter, maybe half of the red that I actually own.
Yeah.
That's free. Sorry, mate. What were you trying to say?
I'll just let you know, because I was just reading this. We need to register by 12 p.m. Central Time tomorrow
Register for what?
for a slot for a session for the garage sale.
But I thought you said it was free for all after a certain time.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you still wanted to do a slot.
Yeah, we probably won't hurt to. I mean, the worst is going to happen. We don't turn up.
If I was you guys, I'd get a slot together, because like
most people are going to try and get in there right at the beginning, aren't they? 8 o'clock.
Yeah, because obviously the sooner you're in there, the better choice you got. But I think Nimble's right. It can't hurt to get a slot anyway. And then if you don't use it, don't use it. It doesn't cost you anything. So
I mean, basically, Slurpy's in the chat as well, but there's 8, 8:10, 8:20, 8:30, or 8:40. So whatever we decide.
That's all that's available.
Yeah, and then at 8:50 it opens up to everyone.
I guess, I don't know. Will I have had enough time to get up, have breakfast, go for a dip in the pool, and get down there?
This is PM.
Oh, PM. So what time did you say the free for all was? 8:30.
No, it opens at 8. So
Yeah.
and the time entry tickets are 8 o'clock, 8:10, 8:20, 8:30, or 8:40. And then after 8:50 p.m., access to the garage sale will open to everyone.
So also, it's not all day then. It's just in the evening.
Yeah, it's just in the evening.
I don't see the point then. It's not like it's not like I'm getting in there 4 or 5 hours before everybody. I'm getting in there like an hour before everybody else.
Yeah, it's just so that you get more of a first, in case, say there's a certain set you want and there's only one person selling it, you might be lucky to get in there and grab it before the rest.
Yeah.
If it's free to book it, you might as well book a slot. And then when you're there, if you can't be asked, you don't have to go, do you?
Yeah, I was going to say Nimble's right, and we will do that for the earliest one possible, I guess. But I don't like the pressure, because not only that, but I know from going to these brick fests that I go to like regularly, obviously to volunteer, that the prices go down as the day goes by. So I'd rather go in there towards the end, and they're like, because obviously if I go
once you're in there, Martin, once you're in there, you can stay in there. You don't have to leave.
No. What I'm trying to say is that the only benefit to going in earlier would be to get the sets that I want before anybody else. But I'll also pay more. So it's the gamble of whether I want to risk it not being there later, but pay less.
But if you go there first of all, you've got the choice. You can see it there, and if you think, "Oh, look, there's quite a lot."
Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm got to be careful with that, Mine, because look what happened with the when I went to one, and there was loads of Halloween ones for like really cheap, and I thought, I'll leave it. And then when I went to go and get it, they were all bloody gone. I had to pay a bit extra for.
Yeah, and then on the other side to that, I went to another festival 2 weeks later, and everybody was selling them again for 30, 35 quid, and I ended up waiting until the end, till they were packing away, and I paid 20 for it.
It's God's law, isn't it? It depends.
So what I'm saying is, if you go in with no I'm going to be going in with no expectation, right? I'm not going to go like, I need this set, I need that set. So if I go in later and everybody else has bought up the sets that I wanted, but I didn't know because I haven't seen them, then I'm not missing anything, am I? So, do you know what I mean?
No, but there are certain sets that I am looking for. So,
from an outside point of view, you both are correct with what you're trying to say.
No, but I'm saying that we should book a slot. I'm just saying from my point of view, I'm not really that asked, because if I'm going, it'll be to help you pick the sets you want, basically, which I'm more than happy to do. That's why I said I'd rather go with other people so that we can support each other.
I mean, yeah, you do have that choice. Obviously, at the beginning, they're going to have the prices
But
going to be.
I'll tell you
bit more
this.
higher.
I'll tell you this much though. It is like a little bit like going to Lego day one versus going to Smith's 6 weeks later. But I'll tell you this much is if I go there and I see a set that I really want, like one of the 2 or 3 sets that I've said I will get if I see it at Brickworld, and I see it, let's say it's 40 quid, I still probably won't buy it because I'll be like, nah, I'll wait and risk it and see if it's there later for 20 quid or 30 quid. And if it ain't, I'm no worse off than I was when I first walked in there.
I mean, I'd be gutted, but
that's what I'm saying. That's why our mindsets are completely different going into this. But yes, we should book a slot, and you just pick one, and I'll do the same thing.
Cool, and do you still do stuff? Well, no, you do, but are you doing a brick fest anytime soon?
Doing one tomorrow. Well,
Oh, yeah.
effectively, I'm doing one tonight as well because I volunteered to go in for the setup as well. So
there's a Western one soon, but I know I'm not even bothering.
I'm going to the Birmingham
I did get
one.
the thing about volunteering, but I haven't been well enough, so I just didn't bother.
I'm going to the Birmingham one when you're in at Brickworld, I think. So it's going to.
And also, I don't mind having a Ninjago figure set.
Nice.
Yeah, this is what's funny about it, right? I found out about because they asked me if I wanted to go for the setup since I'm quite close. I wouldn't have been able to do that with other places because, well, I could have done it in London because I stayed in a hotel, but you get 50 quid, right, for volunteering for the day at Brickfest, right?
So
Which again,
it's not volunteering, really, is it?
No, it isn't. Well, they call it volunteering because obviously,
that's nice though.
Nobody would work for that amount, and of course, you get the brick, you get the printed brick, and you get your T-shirt and your lanyards and all the other bits and pieces, and obviously, earlier access to everything and all the rest of it.
Yeah, that's bang.
It's 50 quid for like an 11-hour shift, right?
Yeah,
which is it's peanuts basically, which is why they have to call it voluntary. And I didn't even know you got paid for it when I first did it, so it was literally because of the love of the brick and enjoying working around the kids and doing the activities with the kids and stuff. I like all that kind of stuff, so it was like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
But then they said, do I want to go for the setup? And I was like, well, what's the setup? And they were like, oh, well, it's a 2-hour shift in the evening the night before, 6 till 8. And I thought, oh yeah, that's all right. And you get 25 quid for that. I think, Jesus, you get 25 quid for 2 hours or 50 quid for 11 hours. So they must work the shit out of you. So
yeah,
I'm assuming they will anyway. But it does say it'll include some heavy lifting. So,
boys, I'm going to have to shoot off. I've got to go pick me a little one up. But
cool. Nice to
I probably won't. Yeah, I probably won't be around still for a week or so. So I'm glad I was able to pop on and catch up with you both.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me on. Martin, English Martin, I hope you're feeling better soon, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I always feel better when I'm chatting to people anyway, so thank you as well. So
nice one. Well, have a good weekend, boys. I'll try and I'll watch on replay Sunday stream, but have a good one, chaps, and catch up with you soon.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, nice to meet
you.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
So I've gone on the thing, and it just says congratulations, you are registered, and that's about it. I don't know where I'm supposed to put in the time for the garage sale.
Oh, you didn't get to put a time in, no?
No.
Yeah.
Modify registration, would that be it? Nope, that's just all my address and stuff. So nope.
Right. I'm gonna have to start closing this down because I'm looking at the time now. I haven't even booked my train ticket yet. But look, for the guys who are watching this back, which of course was the main reason for this, it was never supposed to be a kind of interactive stream, but I'm pleased that it was to some degree. But just looking at these red bricks here, everything you see on the screen, I've managed to part out, and that's just where I started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different parts there. I've got it, and that's in my, just looking at my sort of older mixed collection. I haven't even been through any of my newer bricks yet. So I don't think the red, as I continue down this list, there's a few more that I've got here. Even the clip thing there, the modified clip, which is a little bit harder to get hold of, but I can see a couple in here. Don't think that'll be an issue. And even if it is, there's only 4 of them, and even if that's an issue, that'll be pence to order. So, you know, this 1x2, 76 of them, that might be a struggle. But again, you're talking, you know, probably £2 for all 76 of them. So I don't see an issue with the red, if I'm honest, scrolling through it, apart from maybe some of these bigger plates, potentially. I mean, I'm looking at some of the plates in here now. I don't want to start deleting the stuff off here because all I really wanted to do today is just kind of get an idea of how close I could get to it. Quite confident with the red. So,
right. So if you find out later on, let me know. But like I said, I've gone on there and it just says I'm registered, and that's it. It doesn't say where I'm supposed to book the actual time. So if you know, Lightning Lord, because I can't find it on here.
yeah, that is odd. That you're supposed to be booking a slot, and then
No, I can't find. Like I said, to register for sessions, you need to click here. So I click there. Then it says put my confirmation number in, log in, and then it comes up with congratulations, you are now registered.
oh, okay. So, just a quick little story. I'll get rid of this. Only because I said I was going to do it in the description for this, is that this I was building a set. I can't remember which set it was, and I just came across this. Right, so it's a 1x2 grey tile with a sticker on it, and it doesn't look like it's one of my stickers. I don't remember sticking this sticker on, and I don't think it's Star Wars.
Idiot.
It's also a little bit. It's also a little bit grubby, and it's not particularly straight, which tells me that it wasn't done by me. Anyway, long story short, I hunted high and low, Bricklink, Google, to try and find out this sticker. And even if I could find a picture of it, there was no
discovered that, Lightning. Thanks.
What's
Sorry, Mike, I made a big mistake. It's you would need to click here after 12 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, not before.
Oh,
come on!
Right.
I'm on medication. Come on.
Yeah, we'll lay you off, mate. But that does worry me a little bit because I'm not going to be free at all tomorrow to go on my phone during the day. So,
well, it doesn't say by when, it just says after that time, so you'll probably be all right.
Yeah. I mean, saying that, what time did you say it was? 12 o'clock Central.
Don't forget, that's 5 out. Yeah. So, I mean, what's that? That's 5 o'clock for us. So,
no, that'd be 7 o'clock for us.
Oh, is it? Is it? I thought it was
Central.
5 hours.
To Eastern, yeah. This is Central.
Oh, right. 7. So it'd be 7 o'clock. Yeah, you'd be all right then.
Yeah, I'll be out of there by then. Yeah, I'll be on my way home. So.
Which one are you going to?
Swansea. Their first time in Swansea.
Yeah, I haven't bothered with. I'm not even going to the one because I've been a bit. I've been to 2. That'll do.
Yeah, in terms of being a visitor, there's not really enough different about it.
No,
that's why I like the volunteering.
I think next year I'll go, because they did send me a thing about volunteering, but because I haven't been that well and I've been more excited about the brick world and stuff, I just let it slip.
I like the volunteering, obviously, because it gets me surrounded by sort of Lego and other people who are into Lego, which is
you got kids for the gab as well, haven't you? So
yeah, and not only that, but it's an opportunity to be surrounded by it and do activities and stuff with it without seeming like a weirdo and being on your own. But the other thing I've got to take into consideration is that it is different when you're volunteering. There is variety in it because you're getting to see different groups of people. You're doing different jobs, so you're not always necessarily.
When I came to the Cardiff one, and there was a chance that I might have been. I was quite excited. Like, oh yeah, I don't mind volunteering. But obviously it didn't happen. But
yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. But like I've spoken to people who've done it, and they're like, "Oh, I don't think I'd do it again. It was fun, but I wouldn't want to do it again."
Lightning Lord, thank you for all your help.
yeah, you get to do different things each time. So I like
Yeah.
running the events and stuff, but it does take some kind of, you got to be quite patient with it. You got to be quite accommodated with like kids and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, I
I can
work
see
with
if
kids, so
if I did it for a living, I might be in a different boat. But because it's kind of like, you can walk away from it at the end of the day and not have to worry about it for months or weeks at a time, then it's easy enough.
Oh.
So
sorry, Ostif, we're all about to go.
I'll say if you can jump on if you want, mate. I'm not going to be on you much longer, but
No.
I still want to finish this story anyway about this part. So eventually, I found
yeah.
I found a picture of it by going through Google, and I think I put it into Chat GPT, and that didn't work. I kept finding pictures of it mixed with other things, but it wasn't saying what it belongs to. I couldn't find it anywhere. And I'm thinking, where the hell does this come from? So I'm trying to work out which of my sets it belongs to. Anyway, eventually, I found an image of it, and it said contained in these 3 sets. And I Googled I went on Bricklink on all 3 of those sets and went into the set inventory. It wasn't there. So I don't know what information they were given. But I did stumble upon another set by chance whilst doing that. Turns out it belongs. So this sticker was only in one set, and it's a set that I've never owned. So this must have, I don't know. The mystery of it is, after all that work, I say it took me about an hour to try and discover where this is from. It works out it's from some airport and hangar set that was made, I don't know, 2015 or something like that. And I was like, right, okay, so now I know where it belongs. I know it wasn't one of my sets. It must have been in a parts bin that I've bought, or when I've bought somebody else's collection of Lego parts or whatever. It was part of that. But how the hell did it get in? How did it just land on my tray while I was building something else? I just don't understand it. So I was looking for signs, from beyond.
Yeah, someone's.
Howdy. Oh,
Hey, look, he's got hair.
yeah, a little bit of something.
Bald stiff. No, what's it called?
Oswald.
Oswald.
You're growing at the same length on each side.
Yeah, just about. I'm like a little matching Pringle, you know?
The beard.
Like
the beard is probably longer than the head at the moment.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You look like my long lost son.
We can actually test this when I rip a piece out.
Oh,
no, don't do that.
You'll regret that when it don't grow back.
Yeah, beard hair is longer than the head hair.
Mine definitely is, mate.
Well, dude, of course.
I tell you what, though, Steph, I was a little bit upset. I wouldn't say I was upset, but I was a bit
happened?
like, God damn it.
What?
So I was watching unless you watch it like straight after, because you obviously removed it from your channel, your Hangout stream from last night.
Oh, the after hours?
Yeah, the after hours. But because it was still in my notifications on my phone, click on the notifications on your phone. It takes you to the stream and lets you watch it. So we started watching it.
Yeah.
Like talking away, and it was like, oh yeah, ACOB are going to do a stream live, going to do a stream on the Sunday, and you guys are going to call it. And I'm like, oh, I came up with an idea. So I don't know if you were actually on the stream when we suggested it, but Padawan was like, if you guys are streaming on the Sunday for Brick World, obviously you guys will be out there. We'll do a live phone in from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be amazing. And
Yeah.
I was like, last night, yeah, you're going to do it on the ACOB stream. And I'm like, this is going to be before ours. And I'm like, they've taken the idea that I come up with. And
I apologize.
So that world exclusive is gone. Although saying that, what time are they planning to stream?
No, they're doing it on the Sunday night. Ours is before theirs.
I think it'll be like Sunday night at 9.
Yeah.
So we will have done it first. Well, you heard it first, people. Go back on the stream like 3 weeks ago, and we said it first. Just saying.
Yeah. We got
about originality.
Yep. Ostif.
Was that?
He's gone.
Oh, I'm here.
Can you see me?
Is that the shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
That's 2 now.
Woo! I ordered my Kuhan shirt.
Yeah, but that's not a Whittaky shirt.
Well, where's the Whittaky shirt at then, huh?
I haven't got one.
Well,
we were talking about there's plans in place.
Okay.
Me and Slurpee have been talking about it.
Yeah.
Martin
Well-
don't do audio messages, so we can't tell him about it really. So
I had to feed these dang old cats.
Well, let's just say I haven't got one yet. There's another nugget now. That's 2 nuggets.
Say,
Yeah.
can I get a third and have a 3-piece?
No,
A 3
two's
count?
enough. 2's enough.
Look, if I got the 3 count, you see, I'd be able to have an entire McCrispy tender sandwich.
yeah. Well, this one is still bagged up because I'm keeping this one crispy for.
Sheesh.
Oh, see, I had to tear it open and wear it and rub it all over me straight away.
Yeah, well, I've worn the other one and washed it and it's ready to go. But I was just thinking the other day, I think I've got about enough T-shirts to wear 4 per day at Brickworlds.
Babe.
I can't whittle it down. So, but I want to try and go for 2 per day.
Do you guys want to go to the bank with me?
Can do, but I don't know how much longer we're going to be on for.
Oh, my bank's less than 10 minutes away. Would you believe it?
Nope.
Oh, here you guys go. You like this?
Nice.
Ah, nice. Yes.
84 bones on that girl.
Nice.
Thanks to Brent for that one.
What would that be? About 60-something quid for us? That's not bad. That's good.
It was a steal of a deal. You know, I'm starting to sound like a used car salesman.
I picked up that today. Oh, Stiff.
Ooh!
The
Brother, I thought you said your buying was done.
Well,
Nice.
I'm not very well and I'm bored, so
Oh, that's true. How are you feeling, brother?
pretty rough to be honest. I'm on morphine at the moment, so
Ooh, good stuff.
and no, it's not that good.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just like, well, I accidentally bought something earlier on this month, not used my credit card, so I thought, oh, I've still got something left on the credit.
Yeah,
And
that's
the problem
valid.
is when I'm bored, mate, and I just if I got something that I want to buy, I thought I'll sod it, I'll go and buy it.
Yeah.
And also it was 25 quid off, so
Okay.
I mean, this is what, £90 over
That's
here.
pretty good, dude.
I don't know how much it is over there. Is it 110?
It's about
Something like
about 100 and some change.
that? And I got it for 65, so basically £25 off.
Okay. Slay King. Slay, dude.
So not bad.
Had to do a quick little.
And there's not many sets I've really liked this year, so I thought, well, this is one.
I like the Arc 170 boy a lot.
Well, yeah. It was either that or this, but I thought I'm going to be buying the Arc 70 just for the sake of it, because I'm not really a clone boy, so
That's true.
so I thought I'd just buy something that I'm a little bit more interested in.
Yeah, why not?
But I will eventually get, because I've always wanted an Arc 170. Because I mean, yeah, I say clones, but it's also in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
And I've always liked, I remember seeing it like years ago, going, oh, that's like before the X-wings, or when I was younger. I always wanted one, but I thought I'll wait for, because it's not the best. But as I haven't got one, it will do. But I thought I'd wait till a bit more of a sell, let it drop a bit more.
Oh, for sure. Why not? Stuff like that. Oh, I'm always down. The only time
I'm waiting to drop that the Peridian set, waiting for those.
Yeah. I usually never buy full price, but I had to day one for Slave 1,
Yeah,
That
no,
was
that's fair enough. I said I'd never do that, and I ended up doing it for not even Star Wars, for Lord of the Rings
Shire?
stuff. Yeah, the Shire and Barad-dûr.
Dude, the Shire is such a cute set. I love it.
I can't wait to get new shelves and put them all 3 of them together.
Dude, I know. I'm excited. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm very excited for Brick World, okay? But at the same time, I'm excited for, after. So we can buy stuff again.
Yeah, so that's the same. Even though I've still been buying stuff, I could have saved a lot more money actually, but I'm terrible at that. But
Yeah,
for what I
same.
have saved, I'm pretty impressed.
Dude, that's all it takes, man. Just a little bit of an impression, you're good.
Yeah, it just doesn't help like this month having to pay out extra for bloody medication and stuff. Pain.
Yeah, that's so. This is gonna sound okay. Never mind. Yeah, I think you guys probably okay. Never mind. Yep.
No, go on.
answered my own question. You see, so it's like, hear me out. Apparently, you guys have pet insurance over there.
Yes,
Do we?
yes, we do. Yeah.
That's wild, dude.
What?
And
Why?
because I just found out that there's pet insurance in the States,
Oh, yeah. Probably
but
isn't there?
it's through like if you get it, it's like through your work right now. And I'm a stupid old custodian, so I don't get any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got pet insurance either, but
But you guys are currently going to be inside this vehicle in like 2 short weeks.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Looking forward to, because like I said, I've had the all clear that I will be okay for it. So
Oh, good.
just gonna rest really.
Wrist.
Because they have, yeah, they found out I've got like some ulcers and stuff, but
Oh no.
and it's just really difficult to. The one thing I'm worried about is I want to make sure that I can eat when I get over there.
Yeah, dude, we need.
Because that 2 stone I put on, I reckon I've lost half a stone within 5 days.
To enjoy some food in Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, but I won't be able to if I feel like
Oh.
this because it hurts like hell every time
What
I try
happened
to
to me?
swallow.
We can still hear you. Just you've paused.
Yeah.
Put your roaming on or whatever.
You've kind of gone.
No, we can hear him driving.
Nope,
But
he's
he's
gone now. Oh,
I
right.
got to close it down. I was just looking at the times.
Yeah. I was
my
planning to get off when Nimble came on because, like I said, I've started to the meds has sort of kicked in and stuff, but obviously, just when people start chatting, it helps, and then you forget. But yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot off very soon. I forgot you can't just add. There you go.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I was getting a dang old phone call from work asking, "Hey, how do you feel about this hydrogen solution?" Like,
what?
What?
like, I'm on vacation, brother. Don't be bothering me.
I won't answer my phone, see, when I'm on holiday.
Well, I didn't
That's all right.
recognize the number, so I was like,
I don't answer my phone full stop. Yeah. So guys, listen. I got to shoot off. My train is in 50 minutes, and I'm a 25-minute walk from the train station. So
you're gonna have to be running for us.
yeah. So I mean, I've got all my stuff ready. It shouldn't take me too long to get ready. I'm not gonna shower or anything beforehand because I'm gonna get sweaty during work. So I'll do it after. But I was tempted to maybe do a little cheeky stream when I get back later and carry on with this organizing. But I don't think I'll plan it. I just think I'll just go live and see what's going on. So,
well, if you're
what
doing
would
on
be
online,
like
is it like pop in or?
estimated time for that?
say again, Steph.
What would be like an estimated time? Because got a little, I have a little something with a senorita later.
Hey,
Ooh, live kiss. No, so
Oh no way!
hey, I hope it's not the girl that you were working with. I thought
Oh
she was
no,
mine.
no way!
oh,
No way, Jose.
that was punching anyway.
That there's a recipe for disaster, dude.
So
Oh,
about
right off.
about 10 p.m. ish by the time I get in for a couple of hours, maybe. But that'd be like 5 p.m. for you.
Oh yeah, I'm there, dude. There for a little bit.
Yeah. Is it all right
like
if I'm around Martin? Is it all right to pop in? Because I don't want to just expect that it's okay to come in every time. But
No, it's always open, mate. Like I said,
Cool.
no, it's fine. I'm just going to carry on what I was doing now. Maybe talk a little bit about the brick thing. I don't know. It depends on how I feel because I could have 2 hours and get back and be like, no, I'm not asked. But I know Kirsty's getting up early for work, so she'll be sleeping.
Right.
I'm just going to crack on with where I've been sorting through this Lego because I feel like now that frustration that I kind of didn't do what I wanted to do today, and it's gonna hang on my head. So
Gonna eat you up.
it is, yeah. Like I said, I
Well-
spent like 2 of the 3 hours that I've streamed, basically trying to mess about. But
Gotcha.
obviously, some people
That's
found
why I
it.
came in, but yeah, thanks for letting me pop in there, Martin. Because to be honest with you, I would have just either gone to sleep or just been feeling sorry for myself. So,
Hey.
thank you. Always picks me up when I'm chatting to you lot. So,
Well, mate, you can always, as long as you stream it. Well, you can stream it to your own channel. I think from here, you can use the StreamYard whenever you want. You've got access to it, so.
no, I didn't know that. I thought it still had to. It would like go onto yours or something, or
No, you can schedule it, but you can just go live randomly. So I'm not going to schedule one if I do it late. So I'm just going to check it up as and when and see what happens. But I'll let you guys know if I'll know if I'm going to be up for it when I'm basically walking home from the train station at about 9 o'clock tonight. So I'll tell you again.
right.
But
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to get off anyway, but because
On both of you.
but thanks, Martin. Again, let me. It's great. Austin, always a pleasure. You know that. Always.
Oh, of course.
Always.
Thanks for having me, boys.
I haven't had you yet. His face.
Sorry, we were on like an incline hill, and couldn't see over the hill because I'm short, and had to do that little peek up, to see, make sure I wasn't gonna get ran over.
Right.
And my car
So-
ain't big by no mean, we could be pancaked before we even
right.
get started.
On that note, take care. I'll speak to you soon. Take care,
Yeah,
everyone.
I'm going as well. See you later. Cheers, Austin. Cheers, Martin. Mate. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Thanks for watching. And hopefully part 2 soon. At some point. We'll see.
Hey.
Bye.
Hey.